I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on, and I'm glad you're that for me.
Poindexter, you're getting all excited.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, and it's good to have you with me in the lounge tonight. Now, look, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds, a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about all the things that we love, things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And we do thank you for watching. We do thank you for paying attention. All of those who are paying attention out there. We're grateful to each and every one of you. Hey, doesn't matter who you are. We're grateful that that you're watching and that you care about what we do here at the lounge. But look, if this is your first time and you love that kind of stuff, if you love things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. It took me a while to memorize all that. But if you love all that stuff, then hey, please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell and join this ever-growing group of nerds. We would love to have you here. We'd love to have you be a part of what we do here at the lounge. And what we do is have some fun. And you know what? It is what it is. It really is. Also, just want to say real quick, special thank you to everyone. So I did not have a chance yet to pick the winner for the Batman Unmasked figure. There's a reason for that, and I'll share that with you in just a second. I kind of had an interesting day today. We'll be giving this away tomorrow night on the stream. Tomorrow night, we're going to do our Venom spoiler debate. Me and RJ and whoever else wants to jump in on that, we'll be doing the Venom spoiler debate, hitting all things Venom. We got some interesting things to share. There's some interesting news stories that come out even since the movie came out. And so we'll go ahead and give this away. And all you have to do to qualify for this is to either be a subscriber. You got to be a subscriber. Yeah. But you got to be a patron, I forgot even what I was talking about. Either a patron, a member, or give a super chat at any time during the week, and you are eligible for this figure right here. Now, I do want to say a special thank you to all of our patrons, as I always do. But thank you guys so much for what you mean to this channel and for everyone who gives super chats. You guys are fantastic, and we really, really appreciate you guys and all the members. You guys are growing in numbers, and we're very, very thankful to you guys. And it just means the world to us. So I come to you today. You know, I do these nerd encouragement streams every day. I've been doing these nerd encouragement streams, and I was talking about today. It can be ironic sometimes. I was talking about today about how you got to kind of roll with the punches, know who you are, do what you got to do, and and hey, something doesn't work out, move on, go on to the next thing. And so today was rather interesting, and I find myself in a weird position for the second time this year. It's kind of weird. So you all know what I do for a living, and so I am no longer at the place that I was at this morning. And so, but you know what? Here's the thing. I definitely believe in what I said today. And that is, life will throw you some different things, man. People will, and I'm not saying there's anything bad or anything, but life does. It throws you some interesting, curveballs and some things. And you got to keep your head up. You got to keep your head up. And whether or not you're going through, job situation, or if you go to school, you're going through school situations, whatever, you got to know who you are. And, and that's what I am. And so I want to thank some good friends of mine in one of my chats, and some good friends of mine who have reached out to me and shared their support today and their love. And so I'm very, very thankful for that. Thank you guys so much for your encouragement. A lot of people gave me some encouraging words tonight, because it's frustrating. It's frustrating, jobs come and go, and things happen. And that, I'm not saying that flippantly, because, hey, look, I still got to get up and go make a living, right? Yeah, don't let, we were joking last night about what is the Social Blade thing. Don't let the Social Blade websites fool you into what YouTubers make, because that ain't true at all. But it's just funny, so like I got to get up. I got to go figure that situation out. I got to figure out what's best for my family. And I know a lot of you guys have been in that position, many, many times. And so, look, you just got to stay positive, and a lot of people will say that a lot to me, like, Enosh, thank you for being positive, and I want to shout out everybody also who, who you are. I don't even want to go down the list because you guys know who you are, but you've reached out to me week after week with things that concern you or your family, or losses that you've had, and it's been on me to try to encourage you, because you guys are our nerd family, you're our online family. And so, so I take that seriously. And I know that there's many of you who've shared with me that, like you would never talk to a pastor or, somebody, a religious person or whatever, like, outside of this, but because of the relationship that we have here in this format, we've built that trust, and you guys have reached out to me, none of me even, ever pushing that on you guys, but you guys, reaching out to me. And so I thank you for that trust. I thank you for that love. And I thank you for the outpouring of love that was shared back to me today from our friends. And so thank you to all of you. And thank you, like I said, to everyone who supports the channel. We're going to get through this. We're going to keep pressing on. It's probably going to mean you're going to see a lot more of me for the time being. Probably going to get sick of my face, but you know what? We'll keep doing what we do. All right. And I hope you're here with me for that. We got some cool stories, and we got some people who are going to be popping in here. I know in a minute. I think some people kind of know that I do my little spiel before we get started, so they kind of come in a little bit later. I do have one person back here, and I see him there. He's very stoic. Yes, look at him all like stoic in the backstage area there. Oh, now he's grinning now. He's like, "Is that me? Is that me he's talking about? It could possibly be." Now he's shaking his head. He's like, "Yeah, she's just messing with me now." Anyways, I'll bring him in just a second. But first of all, I do want to go to the chat and just say hi. You Do Suck says, "Hey, I'm first." Nice. Welcome. Monkey Jeebus here says, "I've been here for a bit." Yes. 60 seconds, a whole 60 seconds. Venomous Prime says, "What's up, lounge? Hope you guys had a great week." Yeah, man, we're still kicking. We're still alive. Like, look, it's not a cheesy thing to say. Every day that you can still get up and face another day, there's still hope. There's still a chance to do something great. And I've got some ideas. And so we'll see where those go. Todd here says, "All hail Feige." Abhijit, how you doing, sir? Says, "Hi, all." Hey, Monkey Jeebus says, "I'm weak and bedridden today. I think it's stress related or a heart attack." Oh my goodness. Well, I hope the best for you, man. I was not feeling well yesterday, and just was under the weather, and my kids were under the weather. One of them was under the weather last week, and then at the beginning of this week. So so I hope that you feel better, man. Get some rest. That's what I had to do. Get some rest. Todd says, "Hey, Enosh is my favorite Marvel fan." I don't know that I don't know that preaches quite the way that you think it does. No, I love Marvel too. What's up, Anthony Beltray? Good to see you, sir. What's up, Blake? Says, "Todd, Marvel may be great, but let's not forget that you can always like multiple franchises." That's right. I like Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. Goddamn, we like it all. Yes, here at the Poindexter Lounge. Well, that's awesome. He says, "I'm done with Abhijit." Says, "Enosh, I'm done with my meetings. I could peacefully enjoy the show today." That's awesome. Good to hear. Let's see. A lot of discussion. What's up, Cherie? Good to see you. Says, "That's a bummer. Feel better, buddy." Whoops. Where are we going? It's jumping all over the place. And I do want to get real quickly to people in there. What's up, Nerdy? There's my man, Nerdy. Dawson says, "What up, man? Wish I could join tonight, but I'm super beat." Hit that like button, folks. Absolutely hit that like button and join. What's up, Anthony Grigsby? Hey man, I'll have some time tomorrow, so I'm gonna look up and see what I can send to Australia and what I can't send to Australia, and we will see what we can do about your stuff, man. Yes, tomorrow night will be our big Venom debate. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it worth it? Where's it going? We're going to talk all spoilers tomorrow. We didn't talk spoilers the other night, and it was kind of hard getting through all that. It says I will definitely join in on that Venom debate tomorrow, as I don't have to work all this week. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Let's see. Spherical Man is here. It says, so then I got to watch Jarbo tomorrow night. Oh, nerds. What? Oh, he's here, by the way. 187 says Venom. Well, there you go. There you go, 187. We haven't even discussed that yet. Black Ops says, I'm stopping by just for a bonus, then going to sleep. Much love, everyone. Hey, okay. Well, if you're looking for a bonus, let's see. What kind of bonus should we give him? Let's give him the shotgun bonus.
Got a shotgun this bonus over here. Come on.
All right. What's up, Carlos? Good to see you. Fool's Gold. I don't know about that. You know what's funny is I know that that's Matt Jarbo, but that looks exactly like my cousin Sam. That's kind of weird. I actually thought that you were my cousin Sam there for a second in that picture. That's interesting. I know I miss Firewater too. What's up, Ali? Good to see you. Let's get through this. Come on. StreamYard is acting up weird on me. Hey, what's up, H-Bar? It's good to see you. Cool, you're going to go see Bond. That's awesome. Cylon Scotty here says, sorry about your day, man. Sending love your way. Appreciate you. You'll find the right place to land. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I know. We will definitely, we'll be where we need to be for sure. What's up, Geek Studios? Says hi, Enosh. McLovin. I'm so glad that McLovin's back. I was actually watching Jarbo's stream from last night, and he was just as excited about McLovin being back. He's like, where's McLovin been? Says, sup, guys? Are you serious? Clooney clearly ruined the franchise. Batfleck is the GOAT. I know. We're going to talk about that, though. It's part of the story. It's part of the story. You'll understand. What's up, Rhea? Hey, so no more horror movies tonight. We don't want to get in trouble any more than we already have. So what's up, Shifty Gizm? Says, wham, wake me up before you go. Right? Wham. You like that? I thought you'd like that. Let's see. And Sam Jarbo. Another variant. Sam Jarbo. There you go. Michael Castillo says, hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a great day. We're getting through, man. We're getting through. Hey, okay, or okay. I think it's okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get rid of that real quick. All right. Thank you to the mods. Thank you, guys. I am. I'm doing better. I'm my day's better. You guys are here. I'm here, and you know what? I love being here because you guys show me so much love, and so I appreciate it. So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and start bringing people in. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got DL here. What's up, DL? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Enosh? How's it going?
Yeah, hey, man, we're kicking. We're alive and kicking, and that's and I'm sporting my Poindexter Lounge gear, so
Very nice. Very
so,
nice.
So you can't go wrong with that, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I like that Return of the Jedi shirt you got on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I got a
favorite in the franchise.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So we got Jarbo here. What's up, Jarbo?
Not too much. Just got my streaming a little bit, and I just got home from seeing Venom 2, actually.
Venom. I watched Venom 1 twice on Sunday.
I really like the first one. I think it's underrated.
Me too.
The second one I also enjoyed, not as much.
See, you need to be in on our show tomorrow because it's
a very interesting debate.
I know it. I know it's not the popular thing right now, but I'm in that camp too, man.
Oh no, there were definite problems with the movie. There were definite I'm in the theater going, okay, really? That's your music choice for this? That's your editing choice? Ooh.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, like I said, what did you expect from the first movie?
Well,
I know you guys liked the first movie, but they were
there's a
signs
shot
of those
though.
kind of issues in the first movie.
No, not like this. There's literally a scene where they crank up the speed, and they put like almost like not yakety sax, but it's almost like yakety sax, like a Benny Hill style theme to it.
I know.
And it happens twice. And I'm just like, why in this scene? But I will say though, when it was on, like, I think the character interactions I really enjoyed. So for me, that is when the movie really shined. It just needed to be longer.
Yeah, and I just didn't think that they did a good job of like actually establishing the reason why all these characters were interacting sometimes. You know, it was just kind of like it was like they really, really wanted to get to that end, you know, and but yeah, it's weird. But hey, here's a guy who loved it, defends it left and right, Mr. RJ, resident justice.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I apologize. My audio is bad. We are under a flash flood warning. It's raining so hard, my street is overflowing with water, and I cannot leave my house. So.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It's crazy.
I was wondering where your audio sounded really.
Yeah, that's why I can't stay for too long. It's like it's raining so bad, my power is gonna go at any moment.
And then here's my guy right here who got me into this whole thing with some of you guys, and that of course is Mr. Max. What's up, Max?
Yeah, I'm following that Jarbo, causing problems on my stream. I'm following him everywhere tonight.
I did cause problems on his stream.
You're
I
not
did.
Getting rid of me.
That's fine. That's
kidding.
fine. I like you. I'm just also going to give you an inordinate amount of crap, though.
Rocks forever when it eventually comes out.
Uh-oh.
Which will be never.
Did it get delayed?
I mean, it's not coming out this year.
We have some update by 10/10. They're trying. I do actually have an update. They're trying to actually produce the Founders in America, assemble them here, and then because it's so expensive, they're going to do mass production in like China or something. But they're trying to at least get the Founders out this year. But it probably still won't happen.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify. I don't love Venom 2. I just like it.
I don't love it either.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit there and
I like the half I saw.
Yeah, he barely saw any of it, Max.
I fell asleep.
Like, I'll tell you this though. On my way to go buy Venom, I was at the store and I'm waiting to go check out with my bottle of water, and I'm surfing Twitter, and I see that Amazon dropped the 4K set of the Raimi trilogy from like $90 down to $30.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like because I'm on my way to go see Venom, and I'm like, I already know what the post credit scene is. I'm like, oh yeah, buy right now. I'm like, this is a deal.
All of it's on sale. Yeah,
like I bought it right because I don't own those movies even on Blu-ray. I don't think. Really? So yeah, I never picked up the set. Just never picked up the set, but this is the Raimi trilogy in 4K, and I'm very excited to rewatch those.
It's a fun movie. It's not that bad.
I hope Spider-Man 3 Venom is in Spider-Man No Way, the new Spider-Man.
Wait, hold on, Max. Are you saying right? Yeah,
are you sure that's what you want?
Yeah, Enosh, we have an idea of who this person is who's going after you and Max with the same account. So.
Oh really?
Oh yes,
yeah.
yes.
Some guy who's a host on a show called Revenge of the Sis. Named Mersh.
I know who Mersh. I already talked about that over there, but I won't demonetize your stream. Let's see.
I respect your soy, but marry me? What the hell's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah, the dude's obsessed. He's really obsessed with me. Whoever it is really obsessed with me, and
I get these kind of guys all the time. You know what you can do is go into your channel settings and you can like look to see like one of those words like trolls or something.
Oh
and
yeah.
Auto block it and it won't get picked up by this.
No, you're right. I just haven't done that yet. Yeah. I'm living rent free. I'm living rent free in somebody's.
Dawson's
head.
breaking my heart. I love Spider-Man 3 is great.
Dawson.
I wasn't on the panel when this happened. Enosh is like, everything you said is taken away. No, Spider-Man 3 is not a bad movie.
Right.
Yes, it is.
There is a reason people have grown to love and appreciate that movie over the years. It's not that bad. Is it flawed?
Wait. People have grown to love and appreciate Spider-Man 3.
Yes. People like that movie now. More people have liked that movie over time. Yes.
I've never not liked that movie though.
Does it line the bottom of a trash can well or something? Like,
no, people really are starting to love and appreciate the good aspects of that movie. It's still flawed. It's still flawed, but people are growing to love and appreciate that movie more and more.
I can't wait to review these movies.
I'll say this. I like the dancing Peter Parker.
Yes.
No.
I
Yes.
get the same feeling
Yes.
as I him from Jar Jar, because I know people can't stand it. It just gives me such joy.
No, look, I
to
can
see people
explain. I
cringe.
can explain Black Suit Peter Parker, right? Like, okay, you have to look at it like this. It is, what is Venom or what is the Black Suit symbiote if not the juxtaposition of who Peter Parker is, right? The exact opposite. So this was a douchebag, like a douche canoe, wearing a black tux, and acting like he's all that, full of confidence when Peter had none. It's the exact opposite of the character. And given the time frame that they had to establish that mentality, I think they did an okay enough job. I would have preferred it if it would have been a two-parter where like the black suit is what comes in at the end of the first part, and then we get to go from there into the second. But Sony wanted to cram Venom into the Spider-Man really bad, and they forced Sam Raimi to do it, which is why Sandman got all of the redemption arc as a villain. So
the black suit in that movie is great.
It looks great. Yeah,
the black suit looks great. I don't even mind a lot of the Peter Parker stuff. I don't like the
Venom is even good.
I don't like
Just
the
when he's-
Hobgoblin thing. I don't
the
like
new Goblin.
The new Goblin. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a skater dude basically. He's got an airboard and he's
The thing with Spider-Man 3 is there's so much good in that movie, especially like character development, some of the stuff they do, especially with Sandman and Peter Parker and a lot of that stuff. It's I can ignore the flaws a little more.
Can we
There's
also-
flaws, don't get me wrong, but it's not as bad.
But can we also acknowledge the fact that it was following the Spider-Man 2, and which
It's
is
a tough act to follow.
it's
yes,
still
it did. Spider-Man 3 did in fact follow Spider-Man.
it's like look at the Dark Knight trilogy, right?
We acknowledge it.
Yeah,
We acknowledge
yeah,
it,
you acknowledge it. But look at the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman Begins really good. The Dark Knight phenomenal. The Dark Knight Rises.
I'd say Spider-Man
And
3
I
is
argue
better than
both
Dark
with,
Knight Rises as a trilogy ender.
And I argue both Rises and Spider-Man 3, could they have reached the height of the second movie? Probably not, but they could have tried harder than this. For both of them.
Yeah.
I argue they could have done better.
And I blame the studio for a lot of that.
Yeah. Seriously, like that Sandman sequence where he's created for the first time, he's trying to grab his daughter's locket. That is beautiful. That's an amazing sequence.
I think Raimi's going to be bringing a lot of that energy to Doctor Strange too,
which I cannot wait for. He's the reason I'm so excited as I am, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I love Raimi, but I think one of the issues of Spider-Man 3 is the fact that Raimi doesn't like Venom at all. So Raimi was an old school Spider-Man guy, and he's said many times that he just did not care.
Well,
for
yeah, he
Venom,
loved the
didn't want
60s
Venom.
and 70s era. Yeah,
he did not want Venom to be in that movie, and the studio forced him to put Venom in that movie. So. It's just, I mean, just that whole thing of like Topher Grace praying to God to kill Spider-Man, and I don't know.
Hey, you know what? It's become iconic for a reason. Sometimes not good reason, but at least some of it. Some of it at least followed the comics. Some of it at least.
The Spider-Man battle with Venom is really good. It's just when when Topher Grace's face comes out of the Venom suit. It looks
my
cheesy.
god! Every time.
Yeah, but even in the Venom movies, when they do the half face with Tom Hardy, it still looks pretty terrible.
Weird. Yeah, it looks weird.
Yeah. You know what looked worse though? You know what looked worse was Woody Harrelson coming out of the neck there. Like that was, I don't know.
We'll talk about it soon.
The Carnage cut.
Talk about it.
That was worse.
Speaking of Marvel, any of you guys watched the What If finale?
I have not.
Yep.
I was too busy. I finished the Squid Game show.
Yeah, I still need to finish that.
I didn't start that one.
I finished Squid
My
Game
wife's watched
and called a few things on Squid Game.
Did you like the ending? Because I heard the ending was controversial.
I like the ending. I
because some people thought the ending was rushed and bad. I don't know. I just hear the ending was controversial.
It feels like it lags on. It feels like it's hanging on. Like it's almost like when like a band puts way too many hidden tracks at the end of like an album, and it's just kind of like goes on and on and on and on. But but the thing is like the ending is a little confusing. Actually, I would say like
does it feel like it sets up a sequel?
Kind of. Yeah. It's interesting because it's kind of one of those things. I don't know how would you put that without being spoilerish. I mean, it's kind of like like every time I get out, they just drag me right back in. Like kind of kind of deal. So I don't know. It's
yeah, with that What If finale, man. Oh my goodness, that was so
really
cool.
good.
It's really good.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. But hey, like I said, we binged Squid Game because everybody was like, "You gotta watch Squid Game. Gotta watch Squid Game," and I actually liked it. And I'm not one to usually like stuff like that. I don't like a lot. I don't like dub stuff. You know, like the you got English dubbed over, something else or whatever. So I just yeah, I really dug it. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a fun watch. It was a fun
Squid
watch.
Game, yeah, it I liked it fine. I think it's a little bit overhyped though. It's a little.
Well, isn't everything overhyped though? To be fair,
Yes,
you
but
can say that
it's
about
like this
everything.
being the most viewed thing on Netflix. I'm like, what?
That's
really
what happens.
this?
That's what happens sometimes. Unexpected things rise to the top. It happens all the time.
I'm actually gonna. I'm getting a little tired now.
Matt, I'm sorry to bore you, Matt.
No, and the conversation's interesting. I'm just getting tired all of a sudden. I've been
Max is always tired.
Passing out lately. Yeah,
he's very sleepy.
He's always got to get up in the morning.
Work sucks. I think work is killing me. I think my job is killing me.
Is this where Enoch you're gonna sit there and go like, I don't gotta get up early so I can be up as late as I want for a while till unemployment kicks in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Are you okay, by the way, Enoch? Is everything okay?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm I was a little shocked today, to be honest with you. It was kind of out of the blue, but you know what? Keeping my head above water, and yeah, it's interesting thing about ministers. We don't get unemployment. So
no, I didn't hear about this. I'm sorry,
So it's back to the grind and figuring out what the next step is.
Can I ask though? On your way out, did you show him your teeth?
No, man, I'm sorry.
It sounded funnier in my head. I apologize. It sounded funnier in my head.
I didn't know anything about this, man. My thoughts and prayers are with you and your family.
I appreciate.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, man. And it's weird. Like I kind of felt like, because it's the second time, this year. And look, stuff happens, and and this was a situation too. It was kind of ironic. And we won't bore everybody with the details of my stuff, but I will tell you this: what was kind of ironic today was so the church that I've been working in is not technically in the denomination that I'm a part of, right? Because I'm a part of the Church of the Nazarene, and this was a missionary church, and I was actually it was kind of controversial that I was working in this other church, and actually my credentials were threatened a little bit, where I thought I was going to have to possibly switch over my credentials to the missionary church and leave the Nazarene church, and I really didn't want to do that because, like, I was ordained before, but then when I joined the Church of the Nazarene, I had to go through like all this, new schooling and stuff like that. So like I'm like a class or two away from ordination in that church. So like, I didn't really want to have to just like throw away the years that I put in there to go do this other thing. But this other place was great. And I was really digging it, and I was really loving it. I loved the people there, and it was a really good situation, but it was kind of a controversial thing because the church, I was being told, because our district or whatever, we got like, it's like any business, right? Like you got, district people, and people who oversee areas and stuff. And so they went through a change at the same time that I went through a change and left the church that I was at before. So I end up at this other church, don't hear from anybody for a while. The funny thing is the guy who's my mentor is now the secretary to the district superintendent. And so I just walked in there one day and I'm just like, hey, what's going on? I haven't talked to you guys in a while. What's going on? They're like, well, we thought you left. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the old district superintendent is the one who sent me over to this place and stuff. And so I'm like, no. And there was some controversy. There was some other interpersonal stuff that had happened with the people that I was going over to be with and stuff. And the people who were the bosses over there. So it was weird. I was in the middle of like all this weird politics stuff. Right. But I was having fun. And so I was willing to do it, and I was digging it. And, who did we lose? We lost RJ. Hope he didn't get swept away. Hope he didn't get swept away. But no, so so here was the funny thing. So they told me, they said, oh, Enosh, okay, we can make a special exemption for you to work in that church still because we don't have anything for you right now in one of our churches. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And they're just like, we just need you to write a letter, an email just telling us, that your intention is to stay here and everything. I was like, okay, awesome. Well, I did that back in August, and apparently they didn't get it. And so they had this big meeting because once a year they have this meeting and they go over all of the people on their roster, and they didn't kick me off the roster because they know me and they love me, but they put me as inactive, which means like technically I'm not supposed to do anything. Basically, like I'm not supposed to do weddings. I'm not supposed to like do anything like technically with them if I'm inactive. And so I woke up this morning. This has nothing to do with the other job, by the way. I woke up this morning to an email that said, hey, Enosh, hope you're doing well. Just want you to know we love you, but we didn't hear back from you. So we had our meeting a couple of weeks ago and we put you as inactive.
Oh.
And I was like, what? No. And so like I had to go back and I had to get a hold of them and tell them, no, I still want to be there and the whole 9 yards. And they're like, okay, yeah. And so like I spent all day doing that. I had to find the old email that I sent. Apparently, like how sometimes like, I don't know if like I sent the email and then like I disconnected from internet or something like that. But apparently it sat in my sent box, but it timed out is what it did. So I didn't notice that. And so they didn't get it. And so, but I sent it and they were like, hey, awesome, man. We'll get you taken care of. You're all good to go. And then 45 minutes later, I walked into a meeting where I found out I was no longer going to be at the place that I was. So it didn't really matter anyways. So I went through all of that today, highs and lows and roller coasters and all that stuff. But you know what? But hey, that's life, man. And I've been doing this. I said at the beginning of the show, I've been doing these nerd encouragement, stream things, on my way to work and stuff. And I'm still doing them. They probably won't be for my car for a while until I find something. But the thing is like I'm gonna keep doing that because like I just happened to be talking about today that like life sends you some curveballs, man. Like you're looking for the fastball constantly, but man, life throws you a curve, and you gotta be looking for the curve sometimes. And today it's ironic because man, I got thrown 2 big curveballs. One I hit, and the other one, you know what? We're moving on, and so so I know that something else is going to open up for me, and look, everybody doesn't always understand why you do the things that you do and appreciate you. But you know what? Here's the thing, guys. I got some ideas. I got some ideas and some thoughts because people from the channel here have reached out to me. And I know that there's people who watch this channel who would never probably step foot in a church. I mean, some people reached out to me today and they're like, Enosh, if you would have told me a year ago that I would be friends and like listen to a guy who actually preaches and is actually in a church, I would have mocked that and said, there's no way. But we love you, Enosh, and you've restored our faith that there are good Christians out there who care about people and like aren't just, because look, I get it, man. I totally get it. I've been there. I've seen that stuff, and that stuff makes me sick. And so I understand it. So, so that's why like
I feel because I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. So it is great to know that there's people like you out there that's not like highly judgmental about people and their beliefs and, so.
Hey, look, I love people, and see, DL, that's what I appreciate, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I've never been like overly preachy and stuff. I actually had somebody tell me once, Enosh, you've got that, that nice platform, because I think I was at like 10,000 subs at the time, and this guy tried to like pull me aside and tell me, Enosh, you've got all these people and everything, you need to be preaching to them and stuff, and I'm like, I'm doing more by living my life in front of people in a positive way, and if they come to me, great. Right. And I've had many people come to me. You guys don't even know, like for all the nerd questions I get and everything and all the hate.
I do got to bail though. I hate to cut it off.
No, you're good.
But I wish you only the best, man. I'm really sorry that happened to you. If you want me to like prank call him or something like that, I will. I can be very.
And I got to tell you guys, Jarbo did message me today, and you know what, Matt, that really actually meant a lot to me. I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no, I felt really bad after, because I found out through the grapevine, as a lot of people probably did, and I was like, oh man, like I don't really know what to say on that one, because like I was when I heard like it was because of what was said on YouTube, and I'm sitting there going like, crap, did I like go too far? And I started feeling really bad.
That's not the whole story either. No, that's not the whole story either. There were it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that, right? So look,
I mean, I've said some bad stuff, so
I know, but here's the thing. But it wasn't just that. There were some other mitigating things, and you know what? I've had people misunderstand a lot of things I've done. I mean, I play in a band called Waking Vegas, right? We play bars, we play regular places, and we do that. And I've had people literally who like I had one place that I worked that like my band was only playing like twice a month, man. And like this guy thought I was part-time at that church. I wasn't even full-time at that church. I was part-time. And like he was really worried somehow about like that I was spending all my time with my band. And I'm like, that's what I do outside of this, like that's my pastime. Like, and it's not like it was like consuming my world. It wasn't like I was on tour with that band or something, like missing Sundays and stuff. So, it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's nothing like that. So
I just find it really funny that, for a group that's all about like love and forgiveness, they have trouble with naughty language, so,
well,
I don't know, but that's a topic for another conversation. Obviously, not trying to drag it down, but do your thing, man. Your fans obviously are here. They'll support you. We'll support you. And don't say the sweary words over here. Say it on Max's show because we don't care about him. All right, see you guys.
Oh boy.
H Barts with a $2 super chat here. It says Pastor Jarbo.
I will not go to that church.
No,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, if anybody's gonna get you in trouble, it's gonna be Matt Jarbo for sure.
Well, I hate to head out too, but work's been so stressful lately that I need to get my sleep. But I support you, Enosh, and positive people that have a good aura around them and positivity are going to land on their feet every time. So I know you'll get through this, and I know I appreciate all your viewers supporting you. You'll get through this, man.
For sure, man.
And something else, something better will be around the corner, I bet you.
Absolutely. That's what I believe, man. I believe that, and I've been feeling a pull to some other things anyways. Just this was a good stop along the way. And we'll see where the next stop leads us, right?
Yeah.
So
I would like to stay, but I have to be better with my health too, getting rest. Because I've been a mess at work.
All right. Well, DL and DL are going to hold it down, and maybe RJ will float back in.
I'll still be watching in the chat, but I'm going to get ready for bed.
All right, man. All right, love you, buddy. H Bart's here with the $5 super chat. Says me and Dad are agnostic and don't like religious people due to bad experience, but we think you're awesome, Enosh. Thanks, H Bart's. Tell your dad I said hi, man. So. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. And that's things. I love you guys. And like I said, this isn't a thing that like it was bad people who did something bad to me. I don't want you guys to think that. It's just, hey, stuff happens, and sometimes things are a good fit, and sometimes they're not a good fit. And then if something doesn't work, you just move on to the next thing, just like we're going to move on topic. So, but I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all your support, and it means the world to me. All right. So thank you guys. Well, DL, it's you and me, buddy.
All right. Cool.
All right. So let's jump into this. That's right. Heck yeah. So we're gonna talk a little bit of I thought that this was a fun one. That's why I called it Clooney v. Affleck, because there was this great interview today, and we actually have video of it too. So we'll look at the video of why George Clooney jokingly explains why his Batman is not in the Flash. So there you go. There's your headline for tonight. There's your spoilers. He's not in the Flash, which means he's probably in the Flash, DL.
I mean, if he is, whatever. I mean, there's already like two different Batman. They're probably hiding another Batman. They're just not telling us. But
I'm sure they are, dude. I know that we're probably going to see like all the Batmans, Batman, a digitally recreated Adam West Batman. God, throw an animated Batman in there.
How is that gonna work? It is gonna go to a cartoon world, or
yes, dude. DL, didn't you hear my theory on that? Okay, when Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, I said over and over again, because I knew that we were going to go to these different worlds and stuff. Was it a 5-night event? And they would show, they go to Earth this, Earth that, Earth whatever. And I was hoping that they would at some point go to a world that was animated, and you would hear like the Super Friends theme, and you would hear, "Meanwhile at the Hall of Justice." And I feel that was a lost opportunity, because look, it's Crisis on Infinite Earths, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's got to be an animated one.
Yeah, I'll say this. I highly doubt that's gonna happen, but I feel like Andy Muschietti would be a director who would want to do that. So if it does happen, especially if they go to the DC animated universe type of world, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind, bro.
Heck yeah. And hey, everybody stay tuned, because DL and I are going to hold this down, but maybe a little bit later, depending on if RJ comes back or not, and monopolizes the conversation like he always does. We might throw the link in the chat and see what you guys think of some of these stories. Because we only got a couple stories, but yeah. So George Clooney jokingly explains why his Batman is not in the Flash. I will say this though, even though I didn't like Clooney, he had an interesting look in the cowl. It was very clean.
Yeah.
It was almost too clean.
Yeah, a little too clean. And I'll say, other than the nipples, I did kind of dig the color of his suit. It's like a silver mixed with bluish. That's unique. So we haven't seen from a bat suit before. It looked good on him.
Yeah. So it says here, this is from Joe Blow. It says, George Clooney continues to troll himself and his time as the Cape Crusader back when he took on the role in 1997's ill-fated Batman and Robin. The Andy Muschietti directed The Flash movie is setting up a Batman meetup with Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, both reprising the role as the film reportedly dives into some multiverse storytelling. So why isn't George Clooney's Batman involved? The actor jokingly explains why he likely wasn't asked back. It says Clooney was speaking with Variety to promote his latest directorial gig, The Tender Bar, which oddly enough stars Ben Affleck. Clooney did reveal that he wasn't asked to return for The Flash, and then, in true George Clooney fashion, he joked about how it was probably the best decision given the quality of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, he probably would have pissed off some people.
Yeah. The actor said, they didn't ask me. By the way, we were just talking about religious. I love how Joe Blow put George Clooney's words in red, just like Jesus' words in the Bible. It's like George Clooney's words in red. They didn't ask me. When you destroy a franchise the way I did, usually they look the other way. I did have great nipples, though. It was winter all the time. It's nice to see that he still has a good sense of humor about his time donning the cape and cowl. And then it just kind of goes into, what they did. I guess it had a final take of $107.3 million at the domestic box office on a $125 million budget.
Oh God, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know how much it made overseas, but he also went on to talk about it, and he said, "I couldn't have done that one different." Now, this is something I thought was interesting, because I hadn't actually. I mean, I've heard him tease himself, about his role and everything, but this was an interesting quote that I had not heard before, because he says, "I couldn't have done that one differently. It's a big machine, that thing. You have to remember, at that point, I was just an actor getting an acting job. I mean, he was on ER at that time." He said, "I wasn't the guy who could greenlight a movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger and I never even saw each other. It's a big monster machine, and I just sort of jumped in and did what they said. The truth of the matter is, I was bad in it." Akiva Goldsman, who won the Oscar for writing since then, he wrote the screenplay, and it's a terrible screenplay. He'll tell you. I'm terrible in it. I'll tell you. Joel Schumacher, who just passed away, directed it, and he'd say, yeah, it didn't work. We all whiffed on that one.
I will give Clooney a little credit, because even though I feel like his Batman was very good, I thought his Bruce Wayne was pretty decent. There was some potential there, especially with his with the development that he had with Alfred. I like the
Mhm.
interaction they had with each other there, and even some things with Dick when he wasn't being super whiny. There was some good exchanges there, so I didn't think it was all the way awful.
They really did make what's his name's Robin very, very whiny.
Very, very, very whiny.
I mean, just always complaining about something, so mad at Bruce. You
Mhm.
know, Habijit says, so DL, are you nipple phobic?
No, I am not nipple phobic. It's just it was just protruding so much on that suit. Like in Batman Forever, like you noticed they were there, but it was more subtle. You know, you weren't always focused on it.
Yeah.
The suits in Batman and Robin, like they're there, like boing, there they are. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Glass cutting, man. Glass cutting.
Right.
Ridiculous. Shifty Gizm here says Clooney in a better film likely would have been the definitive Batman. Had he been in a Batman Begins quality film, he would have killed it in a good way. Great actor, not his fault the movie stank. I'll go with there to a certain point. I think that he, the problem was that he, and I've said this a lot, he didn't change the way that he acted between Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Nope.
It's exactly the same. It's so monotone and just like, yeah, I'm Batman now. And now I'm Robin.
I'm Batman.
Or I'm Bruce Wayne,
Like, God, didn't even try to, conceal his identity. It's like,
right? Like,
okay.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I will say this though, if I can find them here, we do have some T-shirts here at the lounge, and I gotta pull them up here. I got a couple of Clooney T-shirts that I made that you can find in our Teespring. All that is down. See now I got to think outside the box, DL. I actually got to do promo stuff,
Nice plug in there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, now I can be a shill, and people can be mad at me for that. No,
Buy my merch.
Buy my merch. Yeah, we got the never go full Clooney T-shirt, and then the she wants to kill you, Dick.
I love that one.
Yeah, the she wants to kill you, Dick. Great moments. Like that's the thing, man. It's like we talk about how horrible that movie is. But it really does have some funny moments. Like as if you're thinking about like a comedy Batman, like that's like so bad that like some parts just make you laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it feels
even the
like
opening,
a modernized Adam West.
Yeah, just like even that moment where like at the beginning when he gets out of the Batmobile and and Robin's like, I want a car. Chicks dig the car, and he's like, this is why Superman works alone. Verifying that Superman exists.
Superman's in this universe.
What is that Superman? That's what I want to know.
Right. Is it Christopher Reeve or is it Nicolas Cage or is it somebody completely different?
in this Technicolor Dreamcoat version neon, after nightlife Batman. I mean,
I would love to see how Metropolis looks.
Holy cow, man. What, like Pauly Shore? Pauly Shore is Superman. I kind of want to see that. Pauly Shore is Superman. I found one of it's really funny. I found these guys on TikTok. I think they got a YouTube channel, and they had they do a skit. They're guys from all different ethnicities, right? So you got you got a Mexican guy, a black guy, an Asian guy, a Jewish guy, and an Arab guy, and they're like a comedy troupe. And they've got this whole sketch on like all of these different versions of Superman getting together in a diner and arguing over who's going to be the definitive Superman. And it's like one of those things that like, it's a good thing that they're all the different races they are because like you could never get away with saying the things that they say to each other because like there's like black Superman and there's Mexican Superman and like each one and like Mexican Superman's trying to figure out the percentage to give the waitress for a tip and black Superman's trying to figure it out and all of a sudden Asian Superman comes crashing through the ceiling and like tells him that it's $4.50 if he's wanting to 18% tip and it's just oh my gosh it's funny. But
isn't the Superman on Superman and Lois? Isn't he Hispanic?
He's actually so no. Jody from Jody's Corner tried to make it out that he was, but Tyler Hoechlin, I guess, is actually Native American.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess he's actually got some Native American. And Dean Cain is actually Asian.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of people missed that one. So yeah, he's actually Asian. So yeah, so
okay. The more
I mean, and what was it DJ Catrona? Is that his name? The actor?
Which one was he in?
Is he in the Fast Furious movies? I don't know if he's in the he played. I think he played Flint in the second G.I. Joe movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So he's Hispanic, and he was supposed to be Superman in that Justice League Mortal movie. That had yeah. So is he in Shazam? I didn't realize he was in Shazam. Monkey Jeebus says that Dean Cain is yes, he's half Japanese. Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So hey, it's interesting, like, and I'm not against different races playing different characters. We've had this conversation a lot, especially with the announcement of Black Superman. Of like what that's going to be and what that should actually look like and stuff. But it is what it is. But so that was that. But here's the funny thing, is that they actually had they've got the actual video here from Variety. So thank you, Variety. It says, why did it take so long for George Clooney to reunite with Ben Affleck? I didn't want to work with him for the obvious reasons, Clooney jokes. So see, this wasn't in the last one. It says he screwed up the Batman franchise that I made so solid. Yes. Oh gosh, I love that. I love the fact that like they could just like poke fun at each other, right? And just like and just like mess with each other. And so let's take a listen to this. So let's take a listen to this.
We've been reunited after Argo, though. It took you a few years. Why did it take so long?
Well, I didn't want to work with him, obviously for the obvious reasons, because he screwed up the Batman franchise that I'd made so solid. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
The Flash hasn't asked you to be in.
Well, the truth is, I didn't want to do it. No, they didn't ask me. When you destroy a franchise the way I did, usually they look the other way when the Flash comes by.
Best nipples, though?
I did have great nipples. Like it was winter all the time with me. And that.
I'm gonna ask about. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I asked.
You won't let me watch it.
No.
He won't let you watch it.
There's certain films I just go. I'm afraid I want my wife to have some respect for me.
You gotta watch it.
No.
It's on the banned list, but
Yes. Yeah.
I think the kids are going to want to watch it.
No. Yeah.
Their dad is Batman.
When your 4-year-old kid goes, "This sucks," that would be really painful.
He won't even let his wife watch it.
I know, right?
After Argo,
like I love
Took you a
that.
few
It's like no, it's on the banned list. Yeah, she doesn't get to watch that one. The kids don't get to watch that one. Yeah. By the way, he looks really good. Like
He does.
for his age, right? I
Mhm.
mean,
I like the gray out of. He's keeping the gray.
yeah, I mean, like he would make a good older Bruce Wayne right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He says Clooney's sense of humor is epic. It is pretty
Mhm.
funny. Yeah, he's yeah. So it's just funny. But yeah, so I love how he kind of teased Ben a little bit. Ben Affleck, destroyed the what he set up as Batman.
Yeah. So made it so solid.
Yes, I mean it's so solid. I love how he looks at the camera. It's like it's not even a movie, but it feels like a fourth wall breaking, kind of moment. So it's just
Mm-mm.
Abhijit here says, Enosh, what if it was the Bates instead of the Waynes? What would Alfred call Bruce?
Huh.
You got me there. You yeah. Yeah, you totally like fished me right in with that one, didn't you?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Clooney's 60 years old, I guess, and yeah, he looks good. He looks good. But I just thought it was a funny thing because of just like I said, we pan that movie so much because it is bad, but at least he recognizes it.
Yeah.
I wonder what some of the other actors think of that movie, though. I don't think I've ever actually heard Arnold talk too much about it.
Yeah, I haven't heard Arnold talk about it either. I know Chris O'Donnell was vocal about it. It's like it just felt like he was filming a toy commercial the whole time.
That wire work, man.
Oh God, the wire work is so bad.
Oh,
literally, I remember there was a scene where when they're in the museum, whatever. I think the first fight scene, and Robin takes like this giant pole to catapult himself to the other side of the room, and he goes flying, and the physics just make no sense. He would not be able to catapult himself that far.
That whole thing where I know, man, and the thing is, like, I think it's Batman that like jumps up and like does like a little spin like in midair and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we have bat skates just in case.
Yeah. What? Where'd they come from?
Batman always has a contingency plan, DL.
Yes, he knew he was going to go roller skating today, even though he just found out Mr. Freeze existed, but okay.
Yep. And, he never leaves home without that bat credit card. Like, how does that get billed? These are the kind of questions that like keep me up at night. How does the bat credit card get billed, DL?
Right, because won't people know like where he lives? Like, if he using a credit card, unless he has, I don't know.
Where do they send the bill to? And how does he pay it? As Batman?
As Batman? Like when you're writing it down, like Batman, what's the last name? Batman. Batman.
Right? Like I don't know, man. That movie just raises so many questions, man. Like, like Mr. Freeze, like always staring off into space. Just, I mean,
they're using a satellite. They use the satellite to melt to thaw the city after it went from Freeze's giant freezing right. It's not how that works.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if like Sly Stallone was in that movie too with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
That's Batman and Robin for you.
Yeah. What if he was Bane?
Oh my gosh. Bane in that movie. Oh.
Bomb.
Bane in like the trench coat and the hat.
You're not fooling anybody in that trench coat. I mean, we've seen Raphael do it. We've seen the Thing do it. But I'm sorry. No.
No. Yeah, Sheree. Yeah, you know what? That's right. He bought the bank. So, where does he get those wonderful toys? Seriously, no, where?
Yes, all his gadgets, all his vehicles are toys.
Paul says he reroutes it through various fake companies to the Cayman Islands. How do you fraud? Oh my gosh.
Man.
Inash, how does he have skates? Because he's Batman.
Because he's Batman.
That's why. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like I said, that movie, like so during COVID, I actually sat down and I watched like all the Batman movies, like even the 1960s Batman movie. And look, I can appreciate each one for what it is, man. But I watched even, Batman and Robin, and there were, like I said, there's things that I got a chuckle out of, but Chris O'Donnell's glossy lips when he puts on the
Rubber lips are immune to your charms.
Well, now you just took them off. What if she kissed you now, dummy?
Yeah, she could have just kissed you again, but no, she like just push him into like, well, okay.
Right, like what? What is going on in this movie, man? Like,
Yeah, man. And then
Batman-
Batgirl just comes in out of nowhere. I'm like,
oh my god! And you know what I think is one of the funniest things, because like I feel like they should have just, if they were gonna do this, they should have just left it out, because like she gets suited up and everything, right? I gotta put up. It's a little dry in here. I'm gonna put some lip balm on myself there, just in case Uma Thurman tries to jump in and kiss me here. Well, I'm doing the show here. My lips getting a little dry. But no, I think it's funny because like she just happens to find this digital version of Alfred.
Yeah.
That she just talks to him and is just like, suit me up, Uncle Al.
Yeah, because apparently the algorithm of Alfred knew that she would be the next Batgirl, so he created a suit off screen.
And again, the tampering of some like classic characters with just like random stuff. Like, it's no longer Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
No.
No, it's Alfred's granddaughter now. And
niece, actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like
Uncle
that makes
Alfred.
No sense. That's right. It is his niece. Like, which like that brings up a whole other issue. Like,
yeah,
that's an old family. I don't know, man. It's just weird. But then she goes out and they give her this suit, and she's got this kind of cool cowl.
The bat cowl. Yeah.
Yeah. She had this kind of cool face mask, cowl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She gets on the motorcycle, and she's just like, when they get off, when she's on the motorcycle, Robin's on that, that weird like ice sled, bobsled kind of thing.
Yeah.
and Batman's in like the Batmobile and stuff, and they're all looking like the ambiguously gay duo from Saturday Night Live, and then they all hop out of their respective vehicles, and like they all get out. Batman and Robin weren't wearing helmets, but they act like her cowl was a helmet, because she literally just takes it off. If you watch the movie, as soon as she gets off that bike, she just takes it and just throws it to the side, like it's nothing. Nope. And then she's just got the little face mask there, but
First of all, I mean, okay, this is probably nitpicking, but how could you see through two sets of masks? Like
they're called holes.
Okay, but it's like the holes are kind of small. Okay, all right.
Just saying. I mean, they put the holes in the same place, so
yeah, I guess. But yeah, that was stupid. She just takes off the cowl. I'm like, what? Okay.
Right?
There you go. There's your fan service for like 2 minutes.
Look, I will say this: Alicia Silverstone, gorgeous, gorgeous. My buddy Rusty had a huge crush on her growing up, and I did too. I thought she was pretty cute. But I mean, and I kind of like this motif. What did you think of that motif? Of like when they all had like matching outfits like that.
I mean, it's cool in concept. I'm not a fan of these outfits. They're just too flamboyant, and the colors are clashing with each other, and like the designs on their arms and legs, especially Batman's, it's just like, it just looks ugly. Like, why is that there? Like, look at these stripes on his arms and all that. Like, what? You're supposed to be stealthy. This is not a stealthy outfit. Like, Lily, you look at this and you could tell that this feels like a toy commercial. Like, because I've seen toys, that look like this. So like,
aren't these old like Seattle Seahawks colors or something?
They probably are. I don't watch
Dallas Cowboys. Sport. Probably the Dallas Cowboys. Like,
oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Now playing for the Dallas Cowboys, Batman, Robin, Batgirl.
Yeah, they didn't need to go to these outfits. They could just stick with what they wore. It would have been just fine. But, like I said, they had to sell toys. Even I had a problem with in Batman Forever the prototype suit that Val Kilmer wears at the end. I was like, okay, this it's too shiny silver. Like, no.
Right? Yeah. Shuri, DL. How can they see through two masks, Edash? They're called holes.
Oh, that need to be dropped.
Yeah. Take it to the hole. Take it to the hole. It's like, yeah, I can see through that. No, yeah. So there's that, and then you know, the nipple thing, man. Like, why? Why? Like, I don't understand what the thinking was to put nipples on the bat suit.
Yeah, I think that was just that was a Joel Schumacher fetish thing. Like, I don't know. I can't think of
Oh.
anyone in like at Warner Brothers being like, we want you to put nipples on his suit. I think that was his decision. I think that's what he wanted to do.
I mean, Batman's never had nipples of any kind. Like, just
Yeah.
When I was a young boy, I was self-conscious about my nipples. They are shaped like Malomars.
I'm sorry. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Batman didn't quite have that, but it just.
No.
But I mean, and you know, and the funny thing is that, I mean, like, you know, of course, like you know, all the dudes out there, like, you know, like, oh, but they didn't give him to Batgirl. Like, well, duh.
Well, obviously not.
Right?
You wanted to be rated R? Like, no. Oh, and when she's suiting up, I was so afraid. When she was suiting up and all the close-ups, like, oh wait, does she have nipples? Are they gonna do a close-up? I was like, oh, thank God they didn't do that.
Well, and that was things like they really tried between Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. They tried to streamline so many things. There's so many reused like shot designs, you know, like from the beginning. Like, it was because they wanted to make it episodic after that, DL. Like they literally wanted to make it like, okay, here's another romp with Batman and Robin. And so it was like, you know, you get them running down the hall at the end, you know, and stuff towards the camera, you know, but at the beginning, you know, the Batmobile rose, you know, from the thing. And then you had this moment, you know, like, because in Batman Forever, it's Val Kilmer. And you have that moment, you know, this big dramatic intro and stuff. And here comes the Batmobile, and Batman's standing there looking at it and everything. And then all of a sudden, Alfred goes, you know, should I pack you a lunch? And he's just like, I'll get drive-through. You know, and then in the next movie, it does the same thing, this big dramatic thing. But now it's Batman and Robin standing there, and the Bat cycle or the Robin cycle comes up, Batmobile, and then you got that, you know, I need a car.
What would have been the banter if Batgirl was in the next movie? Like, what would they say then?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, so silly.
Oh boy! And they're each waiting for their vehicle to rise out of the thing. I'm like,
who takes that much time to wait that dramatically, dude? Like,
right? It's like, can't we all ride in the same thing?
Who's that for? That's what I want to know. Who is that for? Like, who is Batman trying to impress with? Like, yeah, look at how my Batmobile comes up from the ground like that and spins just halfway, so it's ready to go. Like, what?
Yeah, it's almost like he knows that he's being filmed, so he has his
right with all those
so cool.
with like all the lights on it and everything, and Batman standing there all like, yeah, I'm ready to go now. You know, it's like, who is that for? Who is that for? Like, what is all that grandstanding for? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Just who is that grandstanding for? It's just funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just so much stuff goes on there, and you know, and yeah. But you know, look, Batman Forever, I got a soft spot in my heart for. I think it's a better movie. I think it's a better movie than Batman and Robin. You know, now see James here, like he's been talking about how he likes it. He says, again, I like the movie and I have it on DVD. So do I. I actually have it on DVD and Blu-ray. I've got all the Batman movies on the whole set on DVD and now Blu-ray. Says again, I like the movie. I have it on DVD, but never watched it again. Last time I watched it 20 years ago, it was on TBS Superstation at the time. Yep. It still shows up every once in a while. like you know,
Mhm.
and it's just on.
I think it was on
But
TNT recently. I don't know.
I love though
It
how
was Venom.
they mimic, you know, like in Batman Forever, Robin discovers the Batcave, right, by doing this live, and then like in
Mhm.
Batman and Robin, you know,
Yeah,
Batgirl
Batgirl does.
discovers the cave. You know, it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Great.
I don't know. You know, it's Batman and Robin is, like I said, it's one of those. You gotta love like that somebody here made, you know, Batman and Robin the movie drinking game. You know, God only knows what they're telling you to take a drink after. You know, after everything. But
If it's the ice puns, you'll be trashed after 10 minutes.
he ain't lying. He ain't lying. But yeah, it's like I said, it's good to see that George, you know, can poke fun at himself, and he says he's not in the Flash movie. Do we believe him? What do you guys think?
I
Tell us in
really,
the chat.
yeah, tell us in the chat. I really don't care. Like this one, I'm just like, if he's in it, great. If he's not, better.
Yep, you're absolutely right, Jared. It's campy. If you're looking for something to laugh, it's good. If you're looking for a serious take on Batman,
This ain't it, Chief.
those heaters that he thaws.
Okay,
lasers hot enough to cut ice, but apparently not hot enough to hurt you.
Apparently, and then there was the whole rule of you have 11 minutes to thaw them or they'll die. In the climax of the fight, it obviously took more than 11 minutes, but they're able to thaw the entire city in time. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And you know, and that's another one of those things that it's like, hey, this villain just did this horrible thing and like killed people probably, and you know, did these horrible things to people, but he's redeemed at the end. So we should feel bad for him in the end.
See, like Mr. Freeze is like one of my favorite Batman villains. It's between him and Two-Face, and one of the things I love about Mr. Freeze is that he is a sympathetic villain.
Yeah.
So I appreciate them kind of trying to do that in this movie, but it came out of nowhere. Not like I just feel so clunky.
Would you say it felt McClunky?
Sure. McClunky.
Yeah, no, it like I said, it just is what it is. Like like I said, it's a fun movie. I'll put it on every once in a while. You know, if I see that it's on, I'll watch it. You know, just parts of it or whatever. And you know, I watched the whole thing, like I said, a couple years ago, and you know, I don't hate it. Like if that was the future of the franchise, I would be upset.
Yeah.
But since I know that it's not, I can look back at it and go, okay, it was what it was. It's kind of like Superman 4 for me, right? Like that's not the future of the franchise. So I can look back at it and just go, well, all right, it was what it was.
Superman 4, I hate. This, I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, there's parts that I do hate, but all the way through, no, I don't hate it. There's some things about it that's like, all right, that's okay, or that's interesting. It's the thing with all, like, ever since after Batman 89, like the movies have been just having major tonal issues, and it's like Batman Returns is like really dark and really goofy at the same time. It's just like really messed up stuff, and then they just completely course correct with Forever and Robin. It's like they didn't understand the perfect tone for Batman. You know, even with 89, that wasn't 100% perfect, but it was really, really close. You know, it like defined an era. So I wish they just stood with that at the very least. But like they feel like they just had to go either one extreme or the other. So it like,
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. It you know, and I just want them to do a good job of just making good movies, man. You know, like
Yeah.
don't mess with you know the integrity of you know of the characters. Like I said, you know, changing who characters really are or aren't. You know, like just gosh, man, just
Yeah, they feel like they got to experiment and stuff with these, you know, characters that have lore from the comics from, I don't know how many years, but they're like, no, we want to try something different and try to appeal to a lot more demographics and stuff. Like, no, it's already doing that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. Especially like Batgirl. It's not like some side character that nobody knows. It's Batgirl.
Yeah.
You know?
This because the animated series was in its peak around that time, so it's like literally just emulate that. Because Commissioner Gordon already didn't do anything in those 4 movies, so it's like this could have give him, some development. If they actually made Batgirl, or his daughter like it's supposed to.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I just posted. Jimmy here said, "What's going on, Enosh? Wow, YouTube sucks. I didn't even get a notification that you were live. Well, that sucks.
That's been happening recently because with a couple of your streams the past few days, and I think with like RJ's, like I didn't even know they were happening, so I missed them. I was like, darn it.
Well, hey, I just put it in the chat there, but join our Discord and you will always be notified when we go live. So, and I know that for sure because every time I even start to post that I'm doing a stream, it goes right on, and you'll know that it's right there, or any video we ever post, it's right there. Plus all of our streaming partners, and I got to add some more people to that. But yeah, so that link is in there. Just join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good people in there. A lot of fun stuff going on there. I gotta say, it really is a fun Discord. I'm not a Discord guy, like I know some people are, whatever. But it's really fun. There's a lot of different places and things in there, and so I think you guys will like it. But yeah, so there you go. George Clooney says he's not in The Flash. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. He'll probably show up. I think he'll show up.
How mad it would be because like people wanted Christian Bale to be in it, but it's like George Clooney instead.
Right? Oh my god. What do you think of the chances that Christian Bale just does it?
Once again, I think it's 50-50 with all the other actors. I think it's 50-50. I really don't know because like another thing why I doubt even more that Christian Bale's doing it because I think he's still filming Thor: Love and Thunder. So I don't know if he even have time. I mean, unless he's like literally just a cameo, maybe he could just pop in for that. But like I think he's busy with Marvel right now, so I highly doubt that.
Yeah. Sure, he says he might show up as George Clooney. What would be the difference? That's kind of who he showed up
that's
as in Batman around.
Yeah.
He just showed up as George Clooney, pretty much. Yeah. But I thought that video was funny though, where he his wife won't let him or he won't let his wife watch it. Yeah, Batman and Robin. Like how embarrassed you got to be of it. You're like, honey, nope,
we're not watching it.
You are not watching me as Batman. Like, I mean, and that sucks too because like you were Batman,
Yeah.
and it's like you don't even want your kids to watch you as Batman. It's like, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks, but yeah. So there's that. Also, kind of in that same universe, but not technically. There was some Joker news today. Now, what did you think of the Joker, DL?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it at all?
No. Okay, I wouldn't say at all because I do think it's a well-directed movie.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography is really, really nice. And the acting is really good in this movie. I just didn't like the story, and I didn't like Joaquin Phoenix's performance as Joker, even though his acting itself was really good in the movie. I just didn't like how it was written. Like he doesn't feel like Joker to me. And also what was irritating was I guess what you can call it hype for this movie or controversy over this movie was thrown way out of proportion. And it's like when I watched the movie, I was expecting this to be a really messed up dark film that's going to like stick with me for a couple months or whatever. And literally, I didn't really feel anything, and I kind of forgot the movie after a few days. So I do think this movie's overrated. I know there's people that that connect with this movie as far as um people with mental illness and stuff like that. So I don't want to take that away from them. But just for me, I couldn't connect with it at all. And honestly, I feel if this movie wasn't called Joker, it wouldn't be as big as it is now. And I don't feel like it needed to be Joker. They're just cashing in on the name.
Yeah,
and I'm
no, I
already,
agree with you.
Yeah, and I'm already like, I don't know if I've said this before, but even though I do love the Joker, I think he's, he is one of the best Batman villains, no doubt. But he's not my favorite, and I feel like he's oversaturated in media. So, and this just added fuel to the fire. So, yeah, that's just my take. I am not. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, and it's okay. But
Cherie agrees. Everything, this thing keeps jumping. Cherie agrees with us though. She goes, "I don't think that he was Joker. He was Arthur Fleck who went nuts," and that's how I looked at it too. Like I never believed that he was like he just never came across as like a character that could have been like the mastermind Joker, that took over everything, or like was the clown prince of crime, like I saw him as being a guy who had a lot of issues, and he had that one bad day, and just it was what it was. Jimmy here says I'm kind of in agreement with DL. I thought Joaquin was great, but to me that wasn't Joker in my opinion. Yeah, that's how I felt too. Like I felt that he did a great job with it. I thought it was a good movie, but like DL said, I didn't feel like it had to be the Joker. Like you could have called that guy anything. He didn't have to be the Joker, and it would have been just fine. James, my good buddy here, McCoy Gaming says, yeah, the Joker movie that Phoenix was in, it feels like it was forced. Phoenix is a good actor, but no business being in the movie.
Yeah, I kind of see that did Phoenix really need to do this movie? Like, I don't know, even though he did do a great performance, but it's like, I don't know. It just, this movie just feels off. And maybe that was his attention. Who's the director? The one who did the Hangover movies?
It's I can never remember his name either. It's Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips. Yeah, it's like that's probably Todd Phillips's intention to make you feel like it's off, but it's just, I don't know. Just I couldn't get with it.
Yeah, well, the Chad's actually agreeing with us. Like it's funny because I took a lot of flack, man, when I first saw the first trailer, because I was just kind of like, what is this film? Like, why is this film being made, and everything? And people were just like coming at me hard, like, and everybody just wanted to talk about the Killing Joke. And look, this is not the Killing Joke. And anybody who's a Batman fan knows that it's just not the Killing Joke. It's a good movie, but and it's not necessarily even the Joker's origin. That's always been the great thing about the Joker is that it's always nebulous. Except for the '89 Batman, where it's like you got a definitive thing, but also in that, like, Joker took the place of Joe Chill, as Jack Napier, and killed Batman's parents, Bruce Wayne's parents, stuff. So yeah, so it's like Cherie says here, it's just not the Joker from the comics. And then Giovanni here says, I completely agree. Joaquin as Joker wasn't my cup of tea, but still a good performance. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Let's be real. He had a lot more than just one bad day. True that. Andy Summers here. What's up, man? Says, I definitely agree that it was overrated. I enjoyed it, but it was only a one-time watch for me. I just rewatched it not too long ago. And you know what? I kind of like, I felt like DL, like when I rewatched it, it'd been a while since I'd watched it. So I felt like I kind of jumped back into it, and it was still good, but it's not one of those things that I'd watch I wouldn't watch it a lot. It's not one of those things that like I would watch it on, a regular basis, but
I probably will try. I probably give it another chance. I did only see the movie once. I didn't really feel inclined to watch it again. So I'll probably give it one more shot to see if my opinion changes, but I don't know if it will. Another thing that annoyed me was, this isn't supposed to be like an origin story of Joker. It's not supposed to be a Batman prequel. However, they shoehorn in characters from the Batman lore like it's supposed to be a prequel. Like when I saw, or spoilers, when I saw Batman's parents get killed in the alleyway, I'm like, fuck you. Why? Why are you putting this in this movie? You are not setting up Batman in this universe. It made no sense. But
Look, yeah. Well, you know, when the Joker puts, first of all, the Joker's like in his 40s, like he's like 40 years old, and Batman's like 10. You know, so how do those guys fight? You know, like 30 years from now, or 20 years from now,
made no sense.
A 60-year-old Batman taking on 30-year-old, or no, wait, what, 60-year-old Joker taking on 30-year-old Batman or something. I don't know. It just that was rough. Now I will say this. Okay, so I really like Heath Ledger. I love his performance. I think that he did a fine job. But like that to me is another thing though that like I don't feel like Heath Ledger's Joker was not comic accurate either.
No, it's not.
It's his own creation. I'm not saying that's bad because I really like Heath Ledger's thing. And look, Heath Ledger has he's cemented himself as far as being in that role, because like here Big Dub here says there will never be a better Joker to me than Heath Ledger.
I think Jack Nicholson is better, just in my personal opinion, because he feels more like Joker, and I just feel like he's more. I feel like he's more entertaining to watch. Heath Ledger's Joker is just so dark and just, I don't know, unsettling. Which is, I mean, that's not bad, but it's just like just personal taste. I just think Jack Nicholson's Joker appealed to more of what I would like to see in a live action Joker.
Sure. Giovanni here says Mark Hamill is personally my favorite Joker.
Yes, he's my favorite as well.
Yeah, he's got the voice. Says Nova Joe here says this was Elseworlds. Bruce was supposed to die too, but the studio didn't let Todd Phillips. Bruce wasn't supposed to have a future anyway. So
why didn't the studio? If this is a one-off movie, if this is like an Elseworld story, why would you care what happens to Bruce in that universe? If they're not trying to set up Batman, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's talk about that because that's actually what this is about. Like when this movie was first being made, we were told, "Hey, no sequels. It's a one-off. Don't worry about it. It's just going to be this one thing." And it scored them what they wanted, the artsy fartsy, type of deal where they won the Academy Award, didn't they? For this?
I don't think they won Best Film.
No, I don't think they didn't win Best Film, but they won some other stuff though. I think
they won Best Adapted Screenplay or something like that. Or Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor.
Yeah, but then my gosh, it made $1 billion on like a $70 million thing. And I know that Integrity 101, I still haven't actually read that. I need to read up on it. Integrity 101 has brought up several times. He says that it was a failure for Warner Brothers. I haven't seen that. I've looked it up and I still haven't really seen much stuff that talks about that. And so I know he sent it to me and I gotta look it up, but like just looking it up, there's not a lot up there that says that it was a failure for them. Cause I mean, the movie made tons of money. I mean, just money hand over fist, I mean, as far as profit, now did Warner Brothers get all that? Probably not, because they had to pay the people who financed the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so like people make an investment. I mean, that's how investments work, right? Like DL says, "Hey, I'm going to make a movie." And he's like, "It's going to cost me $100 million. Enosh, you got any money?" And I'm like, "No, I just lost my job. Are you crazy?" And he's just like, "Oh, okay. Well, I got this little bit over here." And I tell him, "Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $20 million of the $100 million you need, but you give me a percentage of your profits, right? When the movie comes out, if it's any good, you give me, let's say you give me 25% of the profits. So I'll give you $20 million. You give me 25% of the profits. So, you make that $100 million movie, whatever, and that movie makes $1 billion. Well, let's just for a round number, say the profit on that is, $900 million, right? Then I'm getting my 20 million back, right? That I gave you. And then on top of that, I'm going to get 20% of that or 25% of that $900 million, right? And so you got to pay me then because I helped, because without me, you didn't make that movie. That's just how it works. I mean, it's simple math, really. But and so like apparently, though, to get this movie made, Warner Brothers they harvested it out to everybody. Where like a lot of different people had their hand in the cookie jar, so that or that $1 billion got eaten up pretty quick. So apparently, they only made like $500 million profit only. $500 million profit instead of the whole billion. Well,
that's still good money for its budget.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I think so too. But one of the selling points of this was, like I said, that there was going to be no sequel. Joaquin Phoenix said he didn't want to do a sequel. Todd Phillips said, I don't want to do a sequel. Well, once it made $1 billion, all of a sudden they were talking about sequels, right? Oh, we got all these ideas of stuff we could do with this character. What? What are you going to do with this character? I don't even know that he is the real Joker at the end of this movie.
You make $1 billion, you have to make it a franchise. That's the golden rule in Hollywood.
Exactly. But the thing is, they've talked about this. There's long been, talk about how, that they're coming up with the concept, and I've seen article after article about this. So this was kind of surprising when this came out the other day. It said Joaquin Phoenix is still open to more Joker, but still unsure if a sequel will be made. It says here, this is from the playlist. It says, one of the most polarizing films of the last few years, at least on social media, Todd Phillips' Joker movie, was released 2 years ago today, starring Joaquin Phoenix as the Arthur Fleck Joker character, a mentally ill man experiencing the worst few weeks of his life until he's pushed over the edge of sanity. The movie was nominated for 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, and ultimately won 2 prizes, including a Best Actor Oscar for Phoenix, so it did win the Best Actor. And to top it all off, the R-rated movie grossed $1.074 billion, becoming the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time worldwide in the process. Due to all its wild success, talk of a sequel popped up, but both Phillips and Phoenix agreeing that there was potentially more to explore with the character. Reports of an officially greenlit film were somewhat walked back by arguing trades. Very recently, the sequel popped up again in the online rumor mill, supposedly moving forward once again. Well, if that's true, Joaquin Phoenix doesn't know anything about that. This week, the playlist, I'm sure he knows if it's happening. This week, the playlist spoke to Phoenix for his outstanding and awards-winning performance in Mike Mills' terrific new drama, Come On, Come On, releasing November 19th, and also playing this week at the New York Film Festival. Phoenix, who has been shooting... he's like doing all this different stuff. He's shooting a movie called Disappointment Boulevard, was sporting a funny shaved up top hairdo to play the part, but he wasn't evasive about openly discussing the new film. But when asked point blank whether the recent Joker 2 rumors were true, he just shrugged and said, I don't know. And I can see him saying something like that. This is asked if there was any movement on the film to his knowledge, or whether they would even ever make a sequel. Phoenix seemed to be very open to a sequel still, as he was still at the time of the film's original release, which I don't know about that. Like, he wasn't really open to it at the time of the release. It was a little bit after that. So I don't think that's quite right. It says, but he appeared to be in the dark on any updates or whether the sequel will actually come to pass. I mean, I don't know. And listen to what he says. This is just kind of weird. The way that he puts this, it just sounds like he's trolling the guy. Because he says, from where we were shooting, we started to, this is an interesting guy. There are some things that we could do with this guy and could explore further, but as to whether we actually will, I don't know. I tried to suggest that Phoenix even being open to. I tried to suggest that Phoenix even being open to a Joker sequel, considering how recent he was to take, or how. Man, this is not. This is written weird. Reluctant he was. It's supposed to be reluctant, not. I don't know. Reluctant he was to take the role initially, and did a song and dance. Who's this by again? By the playlist.
You need
okay.
some. You need some Grammarly, my guy.
Holy cow! My goodness. Okay, so how reluctant he was to take the role initially, and did a song and dance with Todd Phillips for almost a year before he finally agreed to the part. You know, he was going to be Doctor Strange. Do you know that?
Yeah, I heard about.
Yeah, he was going to be Doctor
that.
Strange. Yeah, so but he finally agreed to this part, and was rather huge and indicative of how much he enjoyed the original. Really? What do you mean? He asked. And this is where it gets funny, because it says that he was open to this kind of thing, you know, a supervillain movie. Because the guy doing the interview is kind of saying like, "Hey, you were open to that, you know, before," and he's like, "Really? What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, that you were open to this kind of thing, you know, a supervillain movie, and that's what a sequel would be, you know, no more origin story. About what?" Like, well, that you've been known to be somewhat reticent. I don't know that word. Reticent to appear in these kinds of things. I countered, to which he said, "What kind of thing?" Interesting character, interesting movie. He asked with a, he says, "What kind of thing? An interesting character, an interesting movie?" He asked with a smile. And with that, we parted ways. But as of right now, Phoenix seems to have no knowledge about what's happening with any potential Joker sequel, unless his poker face is that good. It totally sounds like he's trolling him. It's like, "What kind of thing? What are you talking about? What do you mean, man? Like, really? What are you talking about? A sequel to the Joker?" Like, I can just see him like almost in this face being like, "I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Like, why would we do that? Would it be any good?" And as far as him having a good poker face, did you see the year-long thing that he went on where he acted like he was giving up acting and he became a rapper?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
Dude, he went on David Letterman. He went on David Letterman, and that's when he grew out his beard, right? When he grew out that big bushy beard and he was wearing the sunglasses, and he was saying how he was going to give up, he was retiring from acting, and he was going to become a rapper. And it was absolutely ridiculous and over the top, dude.
Like, I'm like at the point. I think Joaquin Phoenix just likes to troll people. Like, I've seen this before, like in interviews, like he's being like ambiguous like that. So I don't know. It's hard for me to take anything that he's saying when he's seriously. So I don't know.
What's up, Mary? Mary says,
knows.
I remember Phoenix's rapper phase. Like, he was so serious about it, and he would act like he was ticked off at David Letterman for not taking him seriously. And dude, he did that for a year, and then come to find out it was for a documentary.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, okay. Strange.
Method actors, man.
So he is definitely a troll, and he definitely has a good poker face. Hey, Justin Proper's here. Hey, Justin, dude, you and I need to hook up and do a video about David Lee Roth, man. About David Lee Roth retiring. I'm a little concerned about that, actually, because David Lee Roth announced that he was retiring, and kind of sounded like there might be something wrong with him, but we'll see. But yeah, he's a great troll, though. He's so to act like, I don't know, what are you talking about? I don't know about any movie. What do you mean movie? Like, all right, bud. Sure, man.
Okay. But yeah, I do not want a sequel to this. I think even people that love the first one don't want a sequel to this. So no. Whether he sold
Somebody
it.
somewhere wants a sequel to this. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sure there's some people, and I'm like, I questioned your sanity, but you know, it is what it is.
DL thinks that you should be in there with Arthur Fleck.
Yeah.
You too could be the Joker if you want a Joker sequel.
But yeah.
You know, like I said, I like the first one. But I think they're probably going to end up making one just because, like, who can say no to money?
True.
In Hollywood, you know, if there's money to be made, they'll try to make it. And,
yeah, it's probably inevitable. So I just get prepared for it.
Thank you, SK. Says Enash was right about Marvel messing up the Infinity Stones on What If. I haven't watched the final one yet. So.
Oh, but they didn't mess up the Infinity. Oh, you talking about the? Are you talking about the color consistency or the?
Yeah, probably that color thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. That was fun. But yeah, so that's that one. And then now, are you a fan of the Transformers movies?
I like the first one.
Are you looking forward?
Bumblebee
to
is okay.
Are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to the new one?
In short, no. But I want to be excited because I really like the director. He directed Creed 2. I forget his name, but I really like that director. So I feel like if anyone can make a good Transformers film, it's him. But I'm still seeing them making similar mistakes that they made with the older movies. They're still there. I still don't fully feel like they're going to get the essence of what Transformers is. So it's hard for me to get excited for it. And plus, is Michael Bay still producing?
Oh yeah.
Then yeah, I'm sorry.
He supposedly doesn't have anything to do with it, but you know. But they did release pictures today. Now we showed a video not too long ago of Optimus Prime in his vehicle mode. So he is the short cab now. You know, they're making him look more like, you know, G1. Why
can't you just make him G1?
Well, that's kind of what they're doing though. I mean that, you know, because they're taking a page out of Bumblebee there, and pretty much doing that, man. That's pretty much what they're doing. But so right here, you have your Decepticons. Now this is supposed to be set in 94.
So is this still in the continuity of the Michael Bay films?
Oh yes. Yeah, they're not getting rid of that, dude. They're not gonna. Yeah.
So just more retconning. Just more retconning. They retcon the origin of the Transformers every movie. Every goddamn movie. I said this before. The first movie, they discovered Transformers in the Arctic because Megatron crash landed in the Arctic. The second movie, they were native people worshiping ancient Transformers. In the third movie, they discovered Sentinel Prime on the moon. In the fourth movie, there were Quintessons that came down and blew up all the dinosaurs and used their matter for their technology. In the fifth movie, they were Transformers with knights. And
oh, dude, don't get me started on that last. Okay, listen. I went to every Transformers movie, man, and like I would convince myself that there were good things in every Transformers movie, right? Like, okay, this is okay, okay, this is bad, but you know, whatever. And I would pick and choose what I liked. I got to the stupid last night one, and I'm like, what in the world? Are you kidding me right now? You're going to sit there and really tell me that they were there with knights, the Knights of the Round Table.
You see, the guys in charge of this stuff lack creativity and are completely out of ideas.
They are, but it didn't stop there. Apparently, they were Transformers that fought Nazis, and they were Transformers that helped with the Underground Railroad, and there were Transformers that worked with Frederick Douglass. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm telling you, man. It's absolutely crazy. Like this, they tried to put Transformers into every major event, pretty much. In history almost. I mean, like, but
Why? Like, why? Why can't you just stick with one thing and go with it?
I mean, it is kind of, well, yeah, well, and then there was the last thing that we haven't seen come to fruition, but when they said that the Earth was Unicron.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Where was that going, dude? Where was that going? That the Earth was Unicron. The whole point was that like Unicron eats planets. He's a transformer. Like you
So
would, it would basically be a cop-out way to say, well, we're never going to transform Unicron because we're not going to turn the Earth into a giant robot, right? So you're never going to see that. But
oh yeah, don't have enough money for that. That's a lot of effects, even though all the movies made $1 billion. But okay.
Yeah, Monkey Jeebus here says Transformers that built Noah's Ark.
Oh god,
Noah's Ark was a transformer.
Oh, god. What is wrong with these people?
Rainbot, transform and float out.
What? What?
Oh, man, yeah, they just, dude. I saw the last night at the drive-in, and I wanted to leave. If I hadn't been there with the family and we weren't all set up and everything, and and it's like, oh, like if you ever go to a drive-in, like you don't want to turn the car on and drive out, in the middle of the movie and stuff. But I was just like, this thing is insulting my intelligence. But the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee were fantastic.
Oh, it was great. That's one of the best moments in the Transformers franchise. That first 5 minutes of Bumblebee,
right? Better than all of them put together. Prime was Jesus.
Oh my gosh. I was working at a movie theater at the time, so I didn't have to pay for it, thank God. And my brother wanted to see it, so I took him to see it. And I wanted my money back, even though I didn't pay for it. I wanted to leave literally 30 minutes in. I'm like, they can't be serious right now. When they got to Mark Wahlberg, like, and all the Transformers yelling at each other at the junkyard, I'm like, I just want to leave. I just want to leave. This is nonsense going on. the Dinobots are like doing stupid shit. I'm like, what is this movie? What is
dude? It hurt my head. It literally hurt my head, man. Just like and the design of some of the Transformers that like just looked like a bunch of jagged metal thrown together. And here's something I never understood. Like they like Optimus Prime just all of a sudden could fly and go out into deep space. Like literally, they've established. Look, and even on the old show, they had ships that were not Transformers that they flew in. Okay, they had the Ark. The Autobots had the Ark. The Decepticons. I can't remember what the Decepticons one was, but it kind of looked like a corkscrew almost kind of thing that turned over or whatever. I just watched Transformers the movie, the cartoon, last week.
Yeah, I saw
in the theater. Yeah, in the theater. And
cool,
so that was cool. That was cool. But
even in the third movie, he had a jetpack that was made out of the when he's in the truck, he has that load that he's carrying, and it transforms into like this weapon thing and jetpack. So there was a logical thing for that. But yeah,
was it the fourth one?
The
fourth
Age of Extinction.
Where all of a sudden he's just like, I'm going to leave now and fly into space, and it's like, and he just takes off like a space shuttle.
Bitch, why couldn't you do that earlier when you were in danger?
He's Iron Man. Like he's Iron Man all of a sudden. He's got rocket boots. And then, of course, the next time we see him, he's frozen out in space. Well, come on. They established you need a ship. Like, oh, it's
fucking Quintessa. Who the fuck is Quintessa?
It's frustrating, man. It really is frustrating. But so here are the Decepticons. You got Mater back there. You got Kit out here up front. And over here you got Mad Max beyond Thunderdome.
Or is that that's Megatron from Dark of the Moon?
Oh yeah,
that's the exact same design.
Yeah, it's gonna be Megatron. It's gonna be Megatron. Well, and that was something else too. It's like, oh hey, now there's Megatron. No, now it's Galvatron. Now it's Megatron again.
Yeah, there's no explanation why he's Megatron again in the last night.
There's absolutely no explanation. Like at the end of the other one, he's just like, until next time, Prime. And it's like, oh, hey, we're gonna get some Galvatron. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. The next one, he's like literally like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Like, what does a robot need a cloth hanging tunic thing? Michael Bay, you are insane.
You are insane. You have lost your marbles.
It's Get Her Done, Megatron.
Get her done, Megatron.
Get her done, Megatron.
There'll probably be a transform with that accent.
Well, dude, there's been so many like the racist Decepticons or whatever they were, man, that were like
Hot Rod French.
Oh, they're bobbing around. And then there was like the one transformer that had testicles. Like, what?
Oh, Devastator. Oh, God.
Like, what are we doing here? I don't even know what we're doing anymore. You know, Big Dub Production says, Enosh, my brother started doing camera work, and I feel like I'm a good writer. We'll make a good DC movie. Awesome, dude.
Hey.
Hey. But so here are 3 Decepticons, and then what I do like
have color.
Yeah, right. Then there's this, and so you got James Bond over there on the left, that little you got Scooby and the gang. Is that, I'm gonna call that Camaro. I mean, it's Bumblebee. Apparently Bumblebee is a Camaro now, but you got a VW bus in the back. You can't.
Yeah, like if you're gonna have that hippie bus as an Autobot, but you can't make Bumblebee a bug or something that looks like a bug. Like, come on now.
You got a motorcycle. Yeah, right. You got a motorcycle there. I mean, Optimus looks awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you ain't gonna get no complaints from. Like, they're out in the middle of a field. What?
There's probably something going on in the field. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. You know what this reminds me of? Is like, you ever been driving down the expressway or whatever, and like you see a field, like, what would happen if I just like jumped my car out into that field right now? Like,
I have those thoughts a lot whenever I do road trips, and it's like there's a bunch of land and stuff. It's like, I wish I could just run out there. You know?
Michael Bay has that same idea. He's like, we're gonna put the Transformers out in the field, and then I don't know what Transformer that is in the middle there with his arms out like that. That's like that's like curly Hairdicon.
Curly Hairdicon.
Kind of like me. I auditioned for that role. They turned me down.
Is that supposed to be RC in the front?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Or it could be.
That's a new Transformer, Ducati.
I woke up in a new Ducati.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I said, yes, at least Optimus looks great. Optimus looks awesome.
Yeah. And I think that's supposed to be Jazz next to him, so that at least Jazz looks more like Jazz.
Yeah, he does.
If that is supposed to be Jazz. I don't know who that's supposed to be. But...
Who is the stinking VW bus though?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's like HippieCon, Hypticon, Hyptobot. That's right. Yeah, he's an Autobot, so he can't end with a con. He's got to end with a bot.
I swear to God. Okay, I think the director is Stephen Caple Jr. Please don't give him a hippie accent, or please don't do that.
Surfer
for that
dude.
bus.
Surfer dude. It's gonna be hippie dude or surfer dude. I guarantee you.
Don't do that.
I guarantee you, DL. I guarantee you. The first time you see that,
you know better. You know better.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you, DL. The first time we see that VW bus there, it's gonna be like, "Yo, Optimus Prime, dude." Like, wow, man, we gotta totally get away from these like Decepticon dudes, man. They're like harshing my mellow, man. I'm gonna have to
please
get the first pot smoking
oh my God,
Autobot. Well, they already had what's his name smoking a cigar.
Right.
There,
John Goodman, the John Goodman one with the beard,
like what
cigarette. I mean, a cigar. It was a cigar.
Yeah. Like you got like robot cigars now. Like, what the heck is that all about?
God. I pray that Please, just
Voiced by Brian Wilson.
Oh God.
Legal Weedicon. Weedabot. Marijuana bot. Transform. Well, never mind. You just stay right where you're at. All right, dude. I'll be here when you guys get back. Anybody want anything to eat? I'm telling you, SK, I guarantee you, like, he's gonna do something, man. He's and of course, of course, Bumblebee still won't be able to talk.
Okay, that just angers me. Angers me.
How many movies now, DL?
Let's see, because he didn't talk in Revenge of Holland, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, Last Night. He, yes, about 4 movies he didn't talk. And then he talked in the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee, and then, nope, going back to being mute.
Roll up and roll out. Whoa, dude, like I got my transforming, it's like headmasters, surf masters. Like, dude, I totally got my my surfboard here, man. Optimus Prime, can we catch some gnarly waves before we go fight those Decepticon dudes?
And then Bumblebee talking through the radio is going to put on a Snoop Dogg song. Rolling down the street, smoking.
Sipping on gin and juice, laid back.
Laid back.
With my mind on the Matrix and the Matrix on my mind.
90s.
90s. West Side. Oh my God. What's my name?
Oh.
Optimus Prime. Prime.
Oh boy.
Transforming was the case that they gave me.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
We didn't even talk about the Beast War stuff.
Right, we haven't. Like, they haven't even showed us Beast Wars stuff. This is just this, man. Like, that bus is gonna be like hanging out with one of the beasts, like getting back to nature.
Oh yeah.
Whatever that means for a Transformer. Oh God, they're gonna sneak some GoBots in there.
We've learned Earth's cultures through the World Wide Web.
Yes. So bad. Yes, Big Dub says they'll constantly have smoke coming. They'll do it subtly. Yes, they'll just be like smoke constantly coming out of the VW bus, and it'll have like a bumper sticker with Scooby and Shaggy on it. Like,
Oh my God.
Yes, you do suck. I was going to transform, but then I got high.
Oh God.
I was going to fight Megatron, but I got high. Now I'm stuck in car mode, and I know why. Oh man. Hey, look, at least we got the thing on Netflix, the War of Cybertron or whatever.
Yeah, Cybertron trilogy.
Oh my gosh, so good. So
Mm-hmm.
good.
Really
So good. So well done. Like, how do you have a property that like has something like that's done so well, totally kind of retelling the entire thing, yet like in a respectful way to the original G1 cartoon, but in a modern setting, and then you just have these live action films that are just garbage. I mean, just garbage on a stick, man. Burning garbage on a stick. Like to the point where like nobody can take them seriously.
Yeah, they become a joke now. And like in hindsight, this could have been one of the greatest franchises ever made. Like if you had the storytelling of the Cybertron trilogy with the technology of those Transformers movies, they could have been fantastic.
But they are though, man. They are the greatest because they made tons of money, DL. Proof right there, man. Proof right there. They made tons of money, so
Yeah, there's a fan base some out there, I guess.
Are you sure?
No, he didn't voice it. It was
He
somebody else.
didn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed because I hearing Peter Cullen's voice for so long, and that you know exactly how his enunciation is,
Well,
and it was
I
really different.
know that. I know that, but I thought that he did it a little bit different because I thought I just saw something that said that he has played every incarnation of Optimus since the beginning. That's why I was questioning that, not because if Jimmy says it, like I believe it, but
probably until the Cybertron trilogy came out.
maybe because that's what I thought that I had just seen a thing on that you know, because the idea was, you know, Frank Welker, who did Megatron, you know, like they totally left him out, you know.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, you're right, Jimmy. I mean, it should be so easy to make. Transformers is another franchise like G.I. Joe. They could be so easy to make, but they don't. I don't know why. They don't give it their best, man. Like it's literally the epitome, you know, Dial of this whole mentality of, hey, I'm a director, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna put my spin on it. You know, it's like nobody wants your spin.
No, I mean, like you could have slight, you know, stuff from your style, but keep the essence of what the property is. If you're adapting something, don't try and just turn it into something completely different.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand this need that these directors have and these writers have to like just change these beloved properties to the point where they're just not even recognizable. You know,
It's probably because they think it's lame. They look at the original source material and think, oh, this is cheesy. Oh, this is dated. Oh, this wouldn't work for today. We have to modernize it and change it so we can get more of a demographic. And, you know, it could lead on to the next generation. And it's like these stories I could admit, even though I'm a fan of both of them, there are some things that you probably wouldn't work today. There's a couple of things. But as far as storytelling and characters, you know, that stuff is timeless. You know, you don't have to put in so much effort. The stories are there. That's why people loved it for so long. You know, it's the same thing.
187. So I will say this: Zack Snyder, like he look, there are a couple liberties that he tried to take, you know, with Dick Grayson or whatever, and like we talked about that, right? But and people have talked about me saying that ad nauseum, because apparently you can't just, you know, disagree with one little story point. But you know, I mean, here we are, literally, you know, disagreeing over with the directions of Transformers, but like we still watch it. We just literally made fun of Batman and Robin for like almost an hour, and you know, but we still talk about, like, you know, how we still like it, you know, and stuff. But yeah, with Zack Snyder, for example, like he really took a lot of concepts that had always been there, and you know, just put them together. You know, I mean, and just put those together for everybody to be able to see. You know, so.
Yeah, I will say, because, like, you know, I'm a fan of Snyder too, obviously. You know, I really enjoy his DC movies, but there are creative choices that he made in those films that I don't always agree with. The Dick Grayson thing.
Yeah,
go ahead and cancel me. Go ahead and cancel me. Say I'm not a real Snyder fan. Whatever.
You're not a Snyder fan. You're not.
But
you're like me.
but
You're like me.
yeah, it's like I didn't agree with the Dick Grayson thing. I didn't agree with them doing the death of Superman and Batman v Superman. I wasn't feeling that. I didn't like these concepts for Justice League 2 and 3 when having Lois and Bruce like bang and have a kid. Like, no, don't like that. There's some choices that he made that I didn't like. But you know, it's not enough to be like I don't enjoy them. You still felt the essence of the DC characters on screen, you know. So that's the difference there.
Yeah, it is, man. It you know, you do slices. How much horsepower does your car have? 420. Zach, DC Talk with Extended. What's up, buddy? Says I want to see Zach do a Transformers movie.
I don't know if I want him to do that. As much as I love Zach, I don't know if it fits his style.
Yeah, you know what? You got a point, and even then, like, you got to get Michael Bay away from it, like where he has like absolutely no creative control or like input into it at all. And I know that they're saying that this one he doesn't or whatever, but
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, me too. Out of Print here says the first Transformers live action movie was okay. The second one was so. The rest, complete trash. Tony says, hey, Enosh, heard about you losing your job. Sending good vibes your way. Hope all is well. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that, man. Zack Snyder should do Thundercats.
That'd be interesting. Even though I think Adam Wingard is already doing that. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Oops. Hold on a second here. So 187 says LOL had to. I know. It's funny. It's funny. Thank you, Out of Print. That's exactly the way I'm looking at it, man. I appreciate the love for sure. Do I think that the Schumacher cut will ever see the light of day? I think one day it will. Absolutely. There's
Maybe
people who want to
one
see
day.
it. There's people who want to see it. There's people who have seen it, and I think that it will. Real Elmo Cinema here says, I know that when you give a super chat, YouTube takes 30% off. Does Apple still take 30% off when you donate on iPhone too? I had heard that. I don't know about that, Real Elmo Cinema. I mean, we do pretty well. And it's not like that hasn't been something that I've been too worried about, for the most part, just because they provide a service that I can't, they provide the infrastructure, right? Where somebody can make a donation to the channel, and then I can pull up their chat, their comment or whatever. I will tell you this, Frank E. Thank you, Frank. Again, the other night he used our PayPal. Our PayPal is down in the description, as well as our Cash App. And, you can always leave a message there. If you do that, just let me know that you did that. Like if because PayPal only takes like 2% maybe. So I mean, it's a better deal for us. I mean, like I don't nitpick that or whatever, but like if you do that, I can snapshot your comment. Like if anybody wants to do that, I say that because Frank did that the other night, and Elmo, you just brought that up. The link is down in the description. If anybody ever wants to give that way, but then make sure that I know that you gave that way, because then if you leave a comment with that, I can take a snapshot of it and actually bring it up, on here. So, but I'm not sure. That's what I heard. But then I also heard something, Real Elmo, that like there was just a decision that was made or something like that that stopped Apple from taking 30% off, because that's ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's pretty stupid right there. That like it's bad enough that YouTube takes 30%, but like just because you did it from your Apple or from your Apple phone, like Apple thinking that they can take 30% for what? Like they didn't do nothing. Like that's stupid. That's just dumb. Yes, this is something we haven't talked about.
The strike.
The strike. Man,
I'm
I
really
really
worried
hope
about
not. Me too. Look, the last time that came up with the writer's strike years ago, dude, we're still feeling the effects, of projects that were lost during that time and destroyed, because of the writer's strike. I mean, this is a full on everything. Can you imagine this? DC, Warner Brothers, like we keep joking about, like, well, this probably is not going to get made, and that's probably not going to get made. If this strike happens, dude, it's going to kill every one of their projects that they've announced.
You could forget about restoring the Snyderverse at that point.
I don't know about that, because I think that might be the only thing that they have left, DL, because like everything else, like the Blue Beetle movie, for example, that ain't going to get done anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like that's going to like bring all that to a crashing halt. Like all these things that like they're trying to get in production before the merger, that are like been announced and everything. It's going to bring all those productions to an absolute standstill if this thing goes through and they actually strike. And so, so I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like after the merger, like if they're going to if they're considering doing Justice League 2 and 3, like I don't know if they'll be able to if the strike happens, you know.
But the good thing is like we like I've already pretty much figured out that like the soonest that anything is going to come about that is like 2 years at least, anyways. Okay, so like I look at the Snyderverse stuff. If it does happen, will be down the road anyways, right? So I kind of feel like if this strike happens, it's going to kill off everything that like Hamada and Emmerich are trying to do right now, you know, and kind of get into production and stuff. And then if that kills off all of that, what are you left with? It's like you burned off all the access, right? And then a couple of years down the line, you really don't have any of those things in the hamper anymore. And it kind of killed people left. They went off to other projects, you know, I mean, like they were scheduled to go to other projects. I mean, because look, that's what happened with like Justice League Mortal. The writer's strike killed that. There were a couple of other movies that a couple other DC movies that the writer's strike absolutely killed, you know, that were in production because the people ended up having to move on to something else, you know, and because they had things scheduled. And so, you know, time waits for no one. And so,
so they probably, it's likely we'll get Batman, Black Adam, Flash, Shazam.
Right.
That's it. Aquaman, if it gets finished by then, but
But I mean, but this is like imminent. So, you know what I mean? So like, what if they go on strike next week? Right? What's that do to your Shazam movie? What does that do to the Flash? And I know that the Flash is done filming with his principal photography, but any pickups, any rewrites that they have to do, you know, and you know, like all the people, because this includes all the people who work on every aspect of a film or, you know, TV presentation. It's not just the writers. So it's not like, well, hey, we already wrote the movie and that's all done and now we can edit it, you know, hey, it's already in the hamper. Like, this is literally like, no, yep, your movie's all shot, but you can't edit it. Like, that sucks, man. And so seriously, like, you skip 2 years down the line and now all of a sudden you got all these things that you promised again, you know, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but here's Zack Snyder and he's got some ideas. Oh, well, maybe Snyder verse ain't looking so bad now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because we weren't working on that, right? Maybe that's a blessing in disguise that they're not working on the Snyderverse, because, you know, it is down the road, you know, so it's like, you know, so I don't know. I'm thinking out loud there, but you know, it's
I think Shazam is more far along than we think, because like they already have suit reveals, they already have, you know, teasers here and there, and it's like it's not supposed to come out till 2023, and it's still 2021. So I don't know. I'm helpful thinking for that. I'm thinking they're probably more far along than we thought, but it could be wrong.
Yeah. I think you're talking about. I think you're talking about the films and stuff like that. NFL had a replacement player, but see, here's the thing. 187. Like, so I've done a little research on this thing. So, there's like over 60,000 people in this union setup. Like this is not just like the actors, right? So this isn't really about the actors at all, because I know people have been talking about like, oh, those actors are making so much money. Like, this isn't the Actors Guild. Right. So this isn't them. These are the people, the people who strike is literally everybody who makes a movie. Like literally like, so like all the writers, yes, all the special effects people, all the camera guys, all the key grips, all the, like anybody, choreographers, like anybody who breathes on the set of a film or a TV thing is in this. So it's not just one union over another union. So we can't just say, well, that's already green lit, because that's what I was saying before. Like, say it's already green lit and they already got it shot, right? And it's in post production. Well, that's not going to affect this movie. It absolutely will affect this movie. Look, when John Campea comes out and does a video, DL, saying I was wrong, because John Campea, when he first heard about this, he was telling everybody, yeah, you know, it ain't gonna
it's not going to affect anything. It ain't going to happen.
It ain't going to happen.
They'll mend things.
And he said, and John Campea said that he went home that night, and a friend of his who's part of that union messaged him and said, John, you're absolutely wrong about this. This is huge. And if this happens, it's going to literally bring the entire industry to a standstill. And then him and Robert Meyer Burnett were talking about it the next day, and it's like, yeah, like that's huge and scary, kind of at the same thing, you know.
Mhm. So it will affect the actors in the long term if this does
Yes.
happen, but it is mainly about the people that make the movie, though.
Yeah, because look, they can't make a movie without those people, without lighting people, lighting people, and camera people, and people who set up the shots, and set designers, and all. I mean, this is unprecedented, and apparently this union has been around for 160 years or something like that. Like, because they did stage productions back in the day, and so. Yeah, Monkey Jeebus here says, I'm a graphic designer and I do storyboards. I'm probably going to be affected.
Oh no.
What it says, yeah, facts. I'm wrong. I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. Yeah, look. I hope it does work out, but look at the writer's strike, right? The writer's strike happened. Nobody thought that the writer's strike was actually going to go through and happen years ago. And I mean, I remember that. I mean, it was a bummer, man. We lost so many good projects that were in the hamper with the writer's strike because they just weren't there. And then by the time that the strike was done, the strike wasn't really that long, but by the time the strike was done, all those people had to move on to their next projects. So the projects that they were working on, done, and they never got scheduled to come back to. Like, I mean, like a lot of stuff, and that's what could happen here. Well, see, but you do suck. Like that's the problem, right? Is like even with a bunch of Blair Witch, type of movies of like handheld camera and stuff, somebody's got to hold that camera. Somebody has to edit that movie. Like even the found footage stuff is still lit. It's still a set. It's it's made to look like hey, I just took my camcorder out and shot at some stuff. But we all know. I mean,
you better support some fan films out there,
right? Because that's the only thing you're gonna. That's what's scary. Is I mean, like what bothers me about this too is look at all the Star Wars stuff we're supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
All these shows and everything, man.
All the Marvel stuff as well.
Yeah, all the Marvel stuff, like everything is going to be affected by this if this goes through. So, like I'm sure that they will that they'll figure it out at some point. But the question is, will they figure it out before the damage is done?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the question, and I mean, Brian Master Nunn actually brought up a good point, like through the pandemic, shows like this, and other streams and stuff like that had been the entertainment, right? Because there weren't movies to go to, there were, stuff like that. And, so we were missing a bunch of TV shows at first too, because of the pandemic, because nobody could work. And that's kind of the same thing, man. It's like when you shut everything down, like nobody can work, so you're missing it all. Right. But like we could end up in another situation like that again, where streaming shows and things that aren't part of the union, fan films and stuff like that could once again become the norm.
Yeah.
So SK, there is no strike date to kick off. What it is they just voted this last week to give the president, apparently, of the union the option to call for a strike. And so if the president calls for a strike, then they will go on strike. But but they got to wait,
So like, I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs of Hollywood, even though I just graduated with a degree in film, so I should know this stuff. But it's like
fake degree.
Went to community college, but anyway, but like this could have been something that we could have avoided if they just pay their actors. If they're working overtime, compensate. You know, this is time they're taken away from their families and stuff like that. They're overworked. They could be exhausted and they have to work overnights to get stuff done. Like, and especially when the streaming stuff is coming out, you know, this more and more work is coming up. So it's like, it should be a no-brainer just to pay your creators, pay your filmmakers, pay your editors, pay your choreographers, pay everyone who makes the damn thing. You know, if you can pay your actors like millions of dollars, whatever, you need to pay. You need to pay the people that actually make the actors look good. You know, like
Good night,
this
Sheree.
shouldn't
We
have
love
even
you.
happened. Bye, Sheree.
No, you're absolutely right. Like I heard somebody say, like if you can pay Will Smith, you know, $40 million, you know, for acting, maybe pay him 35, 30. You know,
That's another thing that's kind of disturbing to me. Like, because I'm seeing these deals that these actors are getting for streaming, and it's like it's so much money. It's like some of it's even more than how much it takes to even make the film. Like I think Robert Meyer Burnett talked about this many times, but like there one example with, you know, you heard about the deal with Netflix and Knives Out with Ryan Johnson and Daniel Craig getting $400 million to to do Knives Out
Two films.
sequels, 2 films, right? And like they're getting paid more than the budget of the movie. That's ridiculous.
well, look at the what was it, $500 million deal that J.J. Abrams got to come into Warner Brothers or whatever, you know, with his production company. Like, I don't know,
That's
man.
also ridiculous. And then
And that's just to
Amazon
develop
acquiring
the
the
stuff.
yeah,
That's just to develop the stuff. That's not even like whether or not he, you know, does anything else with it afterwards.
And then Amazon paying millions of dollars just for the rights.
Oh.
The rights of Lord of the Rings to make a show.
Yep.
Like, they're not spending their money properly.
No, yeah, but yet they don't want to pay the people making the stuff, and that's the point. Like, is that it's not about the actors, it's about the people who do this. And look, they don't just go to work like for an 8-hour workday and come home. The typical workday is about 16 hours, 12 to 16 hours to work there, and they don't get overtime. You know, because it's all based on, you know, what the movie needs, and like they have to, and the scheduling is grueling, and like I said, it's taken away from their families and stuff like that. They can't have just regular lives because they're working in this industry, and you know, and the idea that the studios and the people, like, they don't want to pay those people to do that job that they rely on. Look, I come from Michigan. DL, you're here, right? And so, you know, like we're very much aware of unions and, you know, and those things. And look, I've heard some horror stories about some union stuff that has gone on. My grandpa used to tell stories. I mean, he retired from GM, and you know, he would tell these stories, man, that I'll never forget, because he'd be like, hey, there'd be like 5 of us, and a job would only take one person, you know, like all 5 jobs would only really take one person to do the job. And so like what they do is all 5 would walk in, they'd clock in, and like this one day it was Steve's turn to do the job. So like 4 of them would walk out, they'd go to the bar across the street, they'd go hang out wherever until their shift was done. The other dude would run the stuff, you know, for them, and then all of a sudden they'd all come back in, punch out, and then the next day they'd all come in. Now it was John's turn to run it, you know, and Steve went out this time. So look, there's always there's always those kind of stories, and those, you know, are used, unfortunately, to try to prop up these ideas that we don't need, you know, unions and stuff. And so, but like when you see things like this where it's like people are not getting paid a reasonable amount of money to do a real job, you know what I mean? That's like supposed to be a career job. Right. I have my, my concerns and my thoughts on certain jobs. Right. And like whether or not, you know, certain jobs require that, you know, you make X amount of money. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're going to go like fast food restaurants, for example. Like, I don't know about that, man. I'm on that. Like, I get it that like some, you know, some people they're trying to make that work, but like that probably shouldn't be the end all. I mean, there's people in management who make, good money. They start off at the bottom and they work their way to the top, whatever. So I don't know. I mean, but I know for the most part, that's usually an entry level job, that teenagers start off at those jobs, but I know a lot more adults now are working those jobs too. So it's hard to tell. The problem is though, is the first minute, they start talking about, wanting these increased wages and stuff. Well, now you go to fast food restaurant and what do you see? You literally have
$15 an hour.
well, yeah, I mean, you got people want $15 an hour and everything, but then now like once all that started, now it's all automated. You know what I mean? Like you go into McDonald's, now you got a big touch screen board like your iPhone, and you're gonna order. Like, I got so mad a few years ago. I went to Subway, and the drive-through had a touch screen. So I had to lean out my window and touch the screen and like go through this whole thing. And I was getting so ticked off, man.
What restaurant is this?
It was a Subway.
Subway.
Yeah, dude. It was a Subway. I kid you not. It was a Subway. And like, I'm sitting there like, and I'm trying to hit the button and stuff. And there were some things like, cause like it's Subway, it's more personalized, right? You know what I mean? Like you want certain things on there. You want a little bit of this, whatever. And like, you couldn't talk to anybody. Yeah. Like, and I'm just like, what the heck is up with this Subway? And I was getting, I was getting so hot. I was getting mad. And like, it kept kicking me out. And then it wanted you to pull out your debit card and like pay for it, like right there at the screen. So that just when you got up to the window, that's all you had to do was get your sandwich. And this was not like a COVID thing. This was long before COVID. Like, so like I'm doing this and it keeps kicking me out and stuff. And this girl finally comes on and she's like, "Hello, sir. How can I help you? Like, are you having some problems with it? Use the touch screen and stuff." And I'm like, "Ma'am, I know how to use a touch screen. This thing is ticking me off in ways that I can't even tell you." Like, and finally, so she's like, "Well, here, let me help you." And so like, she was able to actually just take my order eventually. And when I got up there, she gave me my sandwich and I said, "Hey, I know that this is not you who obviously installed this thing, but I'm going to guess that you're a franchise store, that you're not a corporate store." And she's like, "Oh yeah, we're franchised." And I said, "This sign just ticked me off and I will never come back to this Subway." And the girl actually like in the window actually looked at me and said, "Thank you." She goes, "We've had so many issues with this stupid sign that people have to pay through the sign and they have to order through the sign and everything that, they're just done." But like, that's the, that's the way of the future. Yeah.
I already thought the drive-through was ridiculous, but now touchscreen orders. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, out of print is absolutely right. The automation is the next big thing. You go to Walmart, right?
Yeah.
They got 30, like for a long time, I used to laugh about it. Because they'd have like 20 aisles that were all closed and just the end cap, the ends would have all these self-serve things that now they're just replacing the whole thing. Like I've seen them literally like gut the front of a couple of Walmarts that I've seen where they've totally taken out but like one or two of the like actual manned cashier spots, and it's all that, and they've just extended the self-serve stuff. So it's like, you're going to make me pay more for groceries and scan and bag the stuff myself. Man, remember back in the good old days, you go to the grocery store, someone would scan it for you. There'd be a paper bag guy, down at the end and stuff like, like, would you like this on the top or the bottom, sir? I mean,
I personally like bagging my own stuff because I don't like dealing with people, but like,
yeah,
it's the same thing.
I was like, I don't like people.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk to anybody.
I mean, no, I'm such an introvert, bro. But like it's doing the same thing at a Meijer that's close to my house. Like there's like a huge chunk that's like just you self do your groceries, and then there's like maybe 2 or 3 lines where there's actually people doing it for you. So it's like, yeah, I guess that is the way the future, I guess.
It's crazy. Hey, Captain Big. Yeah, we showed that. I mean, here's the Autobots who are waging their war against the evil Decepticons. There's the
Mhm.
Decepticons. You got Mater Con back here.
Mm-hmm.
Toe Mater Con. You got Night Industries 2000 Kit Con. Like I said, you got Mad Max the Con over here. And then over here you got Chubby Guidebot.
Stephen Capel Jr.
Bot. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I just noticed, like, he's got a Bumblebee's got a roll cage on this.
Yeah,
Look
and
at him.
lights.
Yeah, look at him with some lights, and of course we got the high on VW bus back here because apparently you can have a VW bus, but you can't make Bumblebee into a VW bug again. But hey, Optimus looks amazing. They
Yeah, it looks great.
They actually got him right. So, and Jazz looks good. I think If this is Jazz, if they don't try to make him like some other thing, watch this. Isn't
Probably
even
Blur or
RC.
something.
Yeah, it's probably like Blur. It's like Rodimus Prime. Like what? Like Optimus isn't even in it. Like it's just like
God.
Yeah, this is Ultra Magnus.
Oh my God.
I used to think it was really funny, man, when they made Ultra Magnus because all it was a white version of Optimus Prime. And like I remember a friend who had it, and we used to play like it was the ghost of Optimus Prime.
Pretty much.
Optimus died, and but watch this motorcycle isn't even that. It's just like
RC.
No, it's not even RC. It's just a motorcycle. It's not even a transformer.
Okay.
What I want to know though, is if they got Toe Mater back here, where's Kachow?
Lightning McQueen.
Where's Well, they call him Kachow. Kachowdacon.
Kachowdacon. Okay.
Kachowdacon.
He's probably that black car with the purple wheels. He's in disguise.
Oh, check that out. Because they're robots in disguise.
More than meets the eye.
Yes. Now they just need two big eyes. One big eye here, one big eye here.
Nope. And then tongue and teeth.
Then Mater and Kachowdacon make out.
God, I never understood the world of cars. It just doesn't make sense to me. Where's Soundwave? I don't know. I don't know. Is he still a satellite, or is he just a regular truck like he was in the third movie?
Hey now, Big Dub. This, it sounds like my mom. Remember the old days?
Remember the old days? Back in my day.
Good old days. They weren't always good, and tomorrow's not as bad as it seems. Billy Joel said that. But no, look, I actually have a Rodimus Prime right here. I'll show you. I got an Optimus Prime over here too, but he's like with the trailer and everything. Let's see. Got my
very nice.
Got my Rodimus Prime.
Yeah, very nice.
Now, see, I bought this years ago, and some kid had taken a marker to the top right here, and I still gotta get this out, but. And you turn that way, and then the designs were so much simpler back then.
Back in our day, the Transformers.
Back in my day,
Transformers didn't look like a bunch of scraps.
Right. Where's his head? Hold on a second. I'll put the trailer down here for a second. Where in the world is the head? Oh, that's right. That part's got to come up there, and then come on.
Yes, that's who we want. Simple transformations. That's
there. Oh. Fell off there. Hold on a second.
Enosh got the touch. You got the
touch. Looks just like the movie.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just like the movie. No articulation. Every time I hear people complaining about articulation of action figures nowadays, it's like, these knees don't even move. Like it's like Rodimus Prime on South Park.
Oh yeah. Tin Man had more articulation.
Right? Like it's oh my gosh. It's so funny. But it's so funny. My son Landon, when the first Transformers movie came out and they did the Bumblebee, that thing, the regular Bumblebee was so complicated, dude.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was so and Landon was like 3 or something like that, and he would be like, "Dad, I want to play with it as a robot," and I'd be like, "Okay, no problem, Landon. Here, let me transform it for you." And so like I transform it into Bumblebee and stuff. But yeah, there's Hot Rod, or well, Rodimus Prime. I also have a Hot Rod actually still in the package. And then my Optimus is over here with the trailer. But and one of my 3 sound waves.
Yes.
With a tape.
Decepticons, engage.
It's Ravage.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, man. Like what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Landon he would be like, "Dad, I want to play with the robot mode," and I'd be like, "Okay, no problem." And then like literally 2 minutes later, he'd want to transform him back into the car, and I'm just like, "Dude,
I took all this time
because it was so freaking complicated. It would take me like almost 10 minutes to like and he had like all these, and it's all plastic, so it's like all these weird little pieces and stuff, and I was just like, what in the world, man? Like it would be like, and it would take me forever, and he'd go back and forth. So finally I just bought him a Camaro that looked like Bumblebee. And I was like, "Look, buddy, you could pretend."
You can pretend. Oh boy.
What are you doing, Step Prime? That's interesting. I don't know that I want to see that Transformers movie. Probably also made by Michael Bay.
Probably.
Can we just get Michael Bay away from my childhood, please?
Can we please?
No more him doing Transformers. No more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just let it go.
No. Yeah. Go produce Bad Boys 4. Yeah.
That Unicron toy is absolutely huge. I saw one in Chicago. Actually, I've got video of it. So, you know what? That's one thing that you're going to get to see now because I'm going to have time to edit that now. So I'm going to have time to edit that video of all the toy shops that we went to in Chicago. But like they had a Unicron at one of the toy stores that we went to, and that sucker was huge, man. And I didn't even see it transformed. All I saw it was in its planet mode. But my goodness, the thing was huge. It was like over $500 or whatever when they.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like it was quite a bit. But yeah. So we got stuff. Yeah, Michael Bay ruined my love for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So sorry.
Enosh, as long as they drop a garbage truck filled with money, Michael Bay will keep doing it. I know.
Yeah, sadly.
Stop dropping that garbage bag.
Yeah.
Why is it DL2 that like every Transformers movie, it's like they suck us in with this stuff, right? It's like, oh yeah, it looks really good.
That's the thing. You watch the movie, it's a different story. That's the thing. The marketing for these films is great. It's fantastic. Whoever's doing the marketing for these Transformers movies, they deserve all the money they're getting. But yeah. Literally, I don't know how they do it. They somehow find a way to just edit out all the shitty stuff that's in the movie. Just cut
and they
it
convince us that this one's going to be the good one.
Yeah, it's like they're gonna get it this time.
They're gonna get it right this time, DL, and we're all sitting at home going, "Yeah, man, that one looks really good." I did you see that Optimus Prime? He looks just like. Now look, the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee again, absolute fire. After that, it's just a blah movie. It's just kind of, it's there. You know what I mean? It's not good. It's not bad. It's like, it's probably the best of them.
Yeah.
Or at least the second best. The first Transformers movie wasn't horrible.
It wasn't horrible, no.
It wasn't horrible, but like, man, like just, the rest just get a little, ugh.
They think that the Transformers aren't like Main characters. They can't be main characters because they're CGI effects. We can't take them seriously. We need the humans front and center because that's what people care about.
Oh, remember it's like, hey, let's turn one of these transformers into a girl transformer that Shia LaBeouf tries to hook up with.
Oh my god.
That has a tail.
That was so stupid. Oh my god, that was.
It's not far off. It's not far off real life, but you know.
I mean, again, but it's like if they have these. That's what just it doesn't make sense because if they have these humans, I mean transformers that transform into humans, why do you transform into vehicles? What's the point of that? If you had an army of these Terminator transformers, you would rule the world much quicker than you are now. Like, oh my god, it just doesn't make any sense.
Right?
They don't use it they don't go back to it ever again after that. They just use it that one time and never go back to it. Like, what?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's great. Mask of Shire says the 6th time will be the good one.
6 times the charm.
That's what it took. We were just waiting for that six Transformers movie to make it happen.
Yeah, and
it had a tail. It had a tail with a tongue.
It had a tail with a tongue. We've learned humans sex appeal through the World Wide Web.
Oh dear God.
It's just, the Revenge of the Fallen. Just
hey Bruce, how you doing, man? Yeah, no, I don't ever sleep. But you know, maybe now I get to sleep in. Bruce, you missed the whole thing, man. I'm back in the same position I was earlier this year. So I get to stay up late and have no place to go during the days anymore. So until I find some place to go. Out of Prince, like, thanks for reminding me. Dang it!
Yeah, thanks, Enosh. I did forget about that. But yep, nightmares. I'm gonna have nightmares again. My girlfriend's gonna end up being a transformer in my nightmares.
Oh, heck no, Luke, bro. Yeah, no. I don't want the blue people walking around anymore either. Like, no. I am not an Avatar fan at all.
Oh, I love Avatar.
Oh no,
I love Avatar. Can't wait for Avatar 2.
There's something else with a tail that you plug in into everything. It's literally, come on, Dial. The tail plugs in everything. The tail they use for reproduction, for all anything sexual.
You're comparing that to our way of living. It's just nothing like that.
They connect it to animals to ride the animals.
Okay, their genetics don't work like ours, Enosh. That doesn't mean that their parts do the exact same thing in the exact same way that we do. They're aliens.
I feel like I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, DL.
But you have too much of a dirty mind to just look past.
No, it's just that, like, when they're like, we're gonna get romantic. Here, touch your tail to my tail, and we'll connect. Oh, baby, yeah, let's reproduce and make other little blue Avatar babies.
I mean, I'm sure they actually have genitalia. They just don't show it. That's why their things
it's on the end of the
up.
tail.
Then why is their things covered up then? There should be no point in covering that up if they don't have anything
like that
down
make
there.
No sense. Movies like that make no sense, man. You're asking Avatar to make sense. Seriously.
I mean, most of it made sense to me, but it is what it is. I know I'm one of the few people that still love Avatar, but that's fine. That's okay.
Jenner Custom Toy says I was playing Fallout all night. I think I'm addicted again. Nice. Yeah, Jared. Yep, that's where I'm at right now. Yep. That's what we're doing. Enosh does not need sleep. He sucks his energy from the chat. Ooh, you know what I do is I plug my tail.
3-hour cut.
I plug my. Oh my gosh! Like the original wasn't long enough.
3 hour one. Is actually is it 3 hours? I think it's close to 3 hours. This is a better movie though.
Yeah, DL's over here telling me that's just how it works, Enosh. It's just how the
That's just
pieces.
how it
That's
works.
just how the pieces get put together, Enosh.
Yeah. We are all connected.
Do they pee through the tail as well? Do they pee through the tail as well? We learned about the tail from the World Wide Web.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Monkey cheetahs.
It's called foreskin.
Enosh V. Defoe, Donna Snyder. Thank you, Big Dub Productions. Yeah, reactions. I'm sorry, Big Dub reactions. Why must Michael Bay ruin everything we love? Why?
Yeah, don't understand.
Just why? Why? Yeah, Jared, man, like I'm keeping my head up, man. It's gonna be okay. I got some ideas already, and like, you know what? It's gonna be all right. I'm keeping a positive attitude on the stuff. So, yeah, I've been there. This is my second time this year, man. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy that this is the year that this happened to me. Like last year, I survived last year. This year's been kind of crazy. Bruce says you can come work with me, but I feel we just play with the toys rather than fix them. Right? And I might end up kicking what's his name out, the puppet. 3 hours now with more tail touching. Come see the ultimate 15-year reunion special of Avatar now with even more tail touching. Oh, I got jokes. I got jokes, DL, but I just don't know.
I know you do. I know you.
I just don't know if I can tell them now. I just don't know if I can tell them now.
I mean, it's after dark.
There's a replay somewhere. Here, I'll tell you in the private chat. Okay, and then people could see your reaction. There you go.
And that's why I say I don't see them putting that there.
Oh, that they most definitely put that there.
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, no, dude. That's
Well,
probably the first. That's probably the first place it's going.
Okay, we'll see that in Avatar too.
That's just the most natural place that it could go.
I don't know about that, but hey, we'll never know. We'll see. There's a rated R extended cut. They just put that. Oh gosh.
Oh, Enosh is going to start a war by fighting Matt Jarbo for the rights to be top Defoe. Yes. Instead of Tailspin the movie.
A family picture.
the 6-hour Avatar cut. Uncut. Oh my god, the chat's great. That's funny. No. So anyways, but yeah, so wow, we covered quite a bit tonight, DL. You and I did.
Mm-hmm.
We got it done. We got the job done, DL.
Heck yeah.
I think I'm a little concerned for RJ. When last we talked to RJ, he said that it was flooding all around him. He couldn't leave his house, and so we hope the best for RJ. I haven't heard anything from him anymore, and I don't think I even did.
I didn't see him in the chat either.
No, I didn't see him in the chat either. So
yeah, I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, so we hope the best for him. Whoops. I just accidentally. So Captain James Biggins just messaged me on Twitter, dude, and this is funny. So now I got to say it. So Captain James messaged me on Twitter, and he said, "Hey, show what you showed DL, right? Like, because I sent it to you, in the thing, right? And he says, show what you showed him, please. And so, like, I thought that I was messaging him, but it pulled up Matt Jarbo's. And so Matt Jarbo later is just going to get a message that says tail to mouth.
Oh.
With no
no context whatsoever.
No context whatsoever. None.
He'll probably think that's funny.
Oh, he will. Oh, yeah, because it's Matt Jarbo.
Yeah, it's Matt Jarbo.
He'll be like, I thought of that like on a stream, like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's so weird. He'll get it from the private chat. It's weird how that works.
Yeah. There's a new Silverhawks reboot coming.
Really?
Oh. I'm down for that. I am down for that. I love me some Silverhawks, man. I love Silverhawks. So heck yeah.
Silverhawks was past my time, so not much to say.
Yeah. I actually like Silverhawks more than I liked Thundercats. I never had any Thundercats growing up, but I had Silverhawks. I had a couple of Silverhawks, yeah. And I still have a couple of Silverhawks. In fact, speaking of Silverhawks, look who I got right here. I just happen to have him right here next to me because I haven't put him away yet. I'd love to have his ship, and I need his guitar. But look there, I got Bluegrass right there. Heck yeah!
All right.
Yep, I got that on the Chicago trip. So
cool.
Yes, H Barts. He owns all the toys from when he was a kid, and he's mad. He's still mad. So there you go. Yeah, yep. That poor. I'm just waiting to get a message back from Jarbo. Like, what?
Say
wait,
what?
Okay.
Who's putting what in tails? In tails?
Tailspin. You spin your tail around. You do the tailspin.
Is that their way of saying eating something else?
Geek Studio says, Enosh, I saw Sharknado finally, like you recommended to me. I enjoyed it. Good. Now you got to watch the other 5 of them.
And good luck to you.
Sharknado 3 was what started this channel. Just telling you.
Yeah, and that's where it went downhill for me. As a Sharknado 3. Yep.
I know, it's absolutely ridiculous. That's why,
Yeah.
Michael Bay will direct Man of Steel 2. You can't
Please
blow up Superman. You can't blow up
don't.
Superman.
You can't. Oh boy, I would not like that at all. I know people would make the comparison, but Man of Steel felt like a Michael Bay movie because all the explosions and destruction, blah blah blah. Shut your mouth.
Exactly. Listen to DL. All right, guys. Well, hey, we are almost at the 3-hour mark. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. Tonight was a fun night. Thank you guys for, like I said again, for all the support that you guys have shown me this evening. Really, really appreciate it for the couple of people that I talked to amongst my friends, and I'm really, really grateful for all the love and support. And you know what? Hey, we just keep going. We just keep pressing on and bettering ourselves, like this guy right here. And so, DL, tell the fine people where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on YouTube at I'm DL, where I talk about movies, shows, and everything the nerd and geek culture. I have quite a bit planned to do before the year is over. I'm just trying to figure out when, because I'm also about to start work soon, and I'm still have a bunch of freelancing I'm trying to figure out. So that's been keeping me from uploading as much as I want to. But I have a lot planned. Between I want to review all the Spider-Man movies, I'm going to review the Ghostbusters films, continue to do Marvel and Star Wars reviews as well. Also want to do finish the James Bond reviews because I'm behind on that. But a lot I'm trying to do. So tune in to my channel if you want to hear my takes on things.
He's also going to be doing reviews of the next Avatar movie, A Tale of Two Tales.
Yes, I will do review of Avatar next year when it comes out. And also Disney reviews with my girlfriend as well. If you want to check out Disney reviews as well, they'll be out soon.
Heck yeah. You Do Sucks is great show. Can't wait for nerd encouragement from your bathtub tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Well, I gotta go clean out my office tomorrow. So there you go. So maybe one more on the way there. So yeah, that's funny. All right, and of course you can find us on all the social medias. Don't forget that we're on pretty much everything. All the links to everything are in the description below this video, and then also all the ways that you can reach us, all the ways that you can support the channel. All those links are down there, and so we really appreciate you guys. We really appreciate your support, and especially in times like this. So thank you so much for all that you guys do, and just for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by the lounge tonight, having a couple laughs with us, and just enjoying life, because that's what life's all about, right? And so, like I always say, like every day that you wake up is another day where there's hope that things can get better. So there you go. All right, guys. Like I always say, don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter, and don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter either. But seek to have good conversations and come to good resolutions, and most importantly, treat everybody with respect. And if you do that, there'll always be a place for you guys here in the Poindexter Lounge. So next time, stay nerdy. And anybody hiring?